Hi, Jonah. I was waiting for my friends to show up. So thanks for hanging out for a little bit. I take every minute I can get. Just top it all off. Morning requirement. Lock. What's the door being locked? Lock it. The stump grinders are here. After that was like I know I had the door unlocked. Yeah, you saw it. The tree I had to get cut down. You can convert American dollars into pesos. 1,600 and some change, but round it 1,600 in American dollars, and you can see how much it cost me in pesos to get that tree knocked down. And they're here to grind the stump right now. I'm poor. Here, I'll give you a tour, Tona. Living room. That's it. That goes. Get that. Okay, get over there. That goes to bathroom, bedroom, and then behind me is kitchen. And I got a basement downstairs. There you go. You've had the full tour. Small house for a big man. I should be able to get onto yours tonight, barring an incident. Tease you some more because that's my job, my unofficial job. I made it my job to tease you. And I'm just waiting for my friends to show up. And I'm waiting for a phone call. One I missed yesterday, which was a very important call. But unfortunately, I missed it. So reschedule that. Do 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 do. All right, my own. And I'm never organized. Oh, this is my breakfast. But sometimes the other guys bring stuff. But that settles my stomach actually. Sorry, my ugly mug. I know. Trying to find it. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Right. No, that's my coffee. I like my Dunkin'. Yeah, wait a minute, there you go. The light, wait, I don't turn that. There, does that help? My coffee. Usually later, I have a tea with just some honey in it. Do I hear a door? That them guys grinding. Gotta have my coffee fix. Get things started. That noise is them grinding. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm spoiled with Dunkin'. I have my own coffee here, K cups and everything, but I'll go get my Dunkin'. My coffee is emergency. Aha, I hear a door. Where do I hear it? They're going to grind it down as much as they can, so they can't quite get it all the way down. But to tell the truth, I thought they forgot, but that was like 3 weeks ago. And you're getting ready for bed, I would assume, being what, 10 o'clock at night for you. Hey, hey, Howdy, howdy.
Some kind of going on out there.
This is my second
Second what?
hit.
Oh. Oh.
Well, I got up. I woke up earlier than I wanted to,
Okay.
and I oh wait, I'll look at it there. I earned through the rewards. I earned a free coffee. I'm like, at 7 o'clock. I got nothing but time. Got the trash out. Yeah, I'll take a trip.
Yeah.
You're mean to me.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, 'cause now I got to eat it. Breakfast. Friend brought it. Yeah, I started half an hour early because how I usually kick it in and then it doesn't want to run.
Yep.
Have to restart. So I'm like, I'll do that now. And what does it do? It starts right up,
Kick right on, huh?
which is fine. I'll attack these later because I always got to do my caffeinated product first.
Yep, I know. Wait, one.
Oh no, I don't work. I only work 1 day a week there. I only work Saturdays, 12 hours. I'm 99.9% retired. That's the whole cancer thing.
Put these in the fridge right now.
Well, don't throw them. They'll fizzle and then pop. You might want to set them in there. Okay, there you go. Throwing wouldn't be good because when you open them, you go feels
Not wrong.
all laddered up.
Where this year is like so every year every summer there's always something. Whether it be
Say hi.
hey, how you doing, folks?
There you go.
Whether it's ants or squirrels or mice or bugs or there's always something that happens.
Oh yeah.
This year for me is ants. I have never had so many ants in my home.
Oh, you know why? All the rain we've had. They're finding new places because a lot of them got flooded.
So I literally went out the other day and I bought all this ant stuff put around my house. And then I went out and then I bought all these ant traps all over my house. I'm like, where the hell are you guys all coming from? Like,
Well, I have a thing where I was looking on because I have ant problems too. My problem is I have some carpenter ants there. I can't find their home. So every year I put out different traps.
Yep.
And in the spring I'll see some. So where there's some, there's millions.
Yeah.
But then I don't see any. So I'm thinking, are the ant traps working? And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's because they're outside, which is better than inside.
right.
So I got these new ant traps I laid down. I saw two so far this year. This was earlier, this was like 4 weeks ago when, all the rain and the weather changed. Like, okay, the old ant traps I have ain't working, so I laid out these new ones and I haven't seen any. My fingers are crossed that it's getting them. But I really don't have that much faith. I really don't. Because those things don't seem to work. And with all the money I've spent trying to do the windows, well, between last year and this year, but it's still the same fiscal year.
Yep.
Because it's all the full year of the time they had to start this crap hasn't even happened yet. So between the roof and the windows and the gutters and the tree and the car and it's like
Yes, life is just been
and then I have an appointment VA.
Yep.
For a call consultation.
okay.
So I haven't been to the gym all week, and I need to go to the gym. The whole fat thing. I need to go to the gym.
Yep, I get it.
I hate the gym, but I need to go. So they're supposed to call either Wednesday or Thursday. No call Wednesday. So I'm keeping my phone with me. So of course they call Thursday, and I don't see it because they did a stupid update on my phone, and it threw my phone into silent mode. So here's the call coming, and I don't even know it. I look and I'm like, oh crap! So I called them back, and supposedly today or tomorrow, which means tomorrow, they're supposed to. I got it rescheduled. They're supposed to call me again.
Yep.
So that's why my phone's right here, and if it rings and I see that number pop up,
You got to answer it.
I am. Yeah,
Yep.
everything's going to stop while I answer it. Hello, my boy.
Got like a whole professional team going over.
Well, I got to grind a stump.
That's the dad's page for professional teams.
Say hi. That's my son. He's too grown up. He needs to shrink back down.
No. Oh, just get this battered.
No, the thing is, I have sticky tab, but they don't work. They just kept falling down, falling down. So I finally it's been there. I just finally got some tacks on either end of it to finally hold it up.
I thought about grabbing one of those up, Tino.
Yeah, that's where I got it.
Yep.
Actually, I got that one for a penny. Because if you do it enough times, they get 3 things for a penny, but you have to spend X amount.
Yep.
So that was my quote unquote penny thing. And I only spent $14 to get the other stuff because I have another one.
No, I do like those.
Yeah, the other one is the dragon.
Mhm.
So I got both of those for a penny. But the $14 thing, I can't remember what it was. What is it? Oh yeah, it's the stuff outside. I find these little things for the my little baby garden that doesn't really exist.
No.
Well, there's only 2 plants I can get to. Well, 3 plants after that I can get to grow. Weeds and 2 other plants that grow like weeds. And if you spray, you know how you do the weed killer?
Yep.
Yeah, it'll kill them. It'll kill them. I found that out a couple of years ago. Yep, kill them dead. Because they're considered a weed even though they flower.
Yeah, we planted our garden. We probably had it in the ground for like 3 weeks now. Yep.
See,
Cucumbers are.
I don't think so. Oh, my friend Jonas, one of the
You said growing weeds or whatever, and was there a comment?
No, she said Ronnie sing and dance. I'll butt dance. Won't get up because I literally have this much room, just enough room to stand up and sit down. Yeah, like this much room between me and the thing. Sing, sing a song, sing out loud, sing out strong. Yeah, that's all the words I know. I don't know any more words. And I'm not going to pay the $50 a month to have access. Now you can get Premiere, YouTube, and that gives you the authority to use other songs. You just got to say, hey, this is from, for the copyrights. Like I ain't got the extra $50 a month to do that. Not going to happen. Jared,
Yeah.
you see that bag up top? I forgot I had it over there on top of our BattleTech cards things right there.
No.
You know how we did our whole infantry thing and we kept running out? So I found those that I got because I thought they were bigger. Those are another things I got from Temo Dollar. But they're 1/72nd scale. I thought they would be big.
Medieval knight.
They're medieval, but they'll work. But the way I see it, next time we're able to play, we can use those for the infantry, but then use the big ones as the upgrades.
Oh, okay.
That way we know exactly what we have. Yeah, I know they're. I thought they were bigger. Thought they'd be bigger.
That's like a fine size.
Yeah, they're the 72nd scale. Yeah, right, Jonah. No, I'm sorry. You own that title. I couldn't own that on a bet.
dad made up some infantry rule with the
Yeah, Battletech collector card game. He had Monday off, so he came early because usually comes after work and stays till like 1 or 2, depending on when I start to go.
Nodding off.
Well, I used to work mid, so he'd come and I'd be wide awake with him 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We're both awake because I don't do that schedule anymore. So he comes over and like he sees me. I'm like this. Yeah, okay, we can do one more. I'm dying. So, but yeah, that'll be one of those days when like if Steve can't make it because of a school thing or Jared isn't feeling one of those days. Come over, man. Show you how to play those cards. We have a ball.
Yep, I know we talked about it.
Yeah.
When I drove by here yesterday, had me and my wife were
Wait a minute. You said that wrong. This is sexy wrong. It's supposed to be my sexy wrong. I'm just not her sexy wrong.
we drove by here, the back road up to little restaurant or a little morning breakfast place up there.
Here? You're talking about the one across the street?
No, you
Oh,
can,
okay. Further.
what is that called? Down by Irving. Across from Irving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Farmer's market.
Farmer's market.
Farmer's
Kitchen.
Farmer's kitchen, yeah.
So we wanted to go there. She wanted to go on the motorcycle, but she didn't want to take the highway and all that. We came through there, came by and all that. Oh, it's Ron's house. And she's like, oh, that's where you live? So I was like, yeah, that's where I go crazy. Oh. Like, where do you park? I started laughing. Yeah, we passed that already. Yeah, we passed that. Morning, young man.
Good morning.
So what is nobody's going to make it tomorrow? Is that what we got?
That's what it looks like. Well, not nobody, but you know.
Mark will be here. He said he'd be here.
Time to play Battletech cards with Mark.
We can't put my here. Man. Yeah. Oh, my books are right on your pussy.
Say hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Very good. Exactly as I knew it'd come. Looks like I'll be saving those for later.
All right. Dog nut? Oh, you got yours? Ron?
Oh, not right now, no.
All right.
Caffeinated products first.
Well, you're gonna have to wait on that.
Well, he's got one.
Oh, you got one. Okay.
I've got two, actually.
Got two,
You
actually.
already had one.
Wow, you went and got one, or your son brought one finally?
No, he always forgets me. No, I was telling him, Rick, that I woke up early. My schedule's getting in that mode, so I couldn't get back to sleep. Because usually I don't like to get up until like 8:15 when I know everyone's gonna be here. Like, well, I can't get back to sleep. Plus, take the trash out. So I lugged the trash out and went, I earned a free coffee at Dunkin'. Ain't nobody gonna be here for over an hour.
There you go.
Went and got it.
Where's the closest Dunkin' Donuts here?
Where you go for breakfast.
Yep.
Okay. If you keep on heading towards Rochester,
Okay, so you do have to go back down that.
you have to go back down that way. You know where? Well, I'm sure you've seen it a million times. We're not paid attention. Walmart and everything.
Yeah, right across the street from the gas station with the
It
Dunkin'
has a
Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was the closest one or not. That's why I was asking.
Well, there's that one, and then if I go this way, as if I'm heading to Steve, go down the hill, and then head towards the other where Market Basket is on the other side.
Okay.
There's a small Dunkin' there, but they're
On
both
125.
distance wise, they're the same. I go to that one because the road is a straight shot versus going down that hill, and you will pick up speed going down Chestnut Hill, and you'll see your speedometer go unless you keep hitting the brakes, and now you're killing your brakes because you got to keep going.
Well, I'd rather go to a busy Dunkin' Donuts because I know the coffee's always fresh. That's making it.
Well, I know that one because I'd say, depending upon who's in there in the morning, half the time the guy will give me my coffee for free. You'll just, I'm busy, here you go, and off I'll go.
Yeah, that's convenient. That's nice.
But it depends on who's there.
Yeah.
When I go later, the two girls that work there. They see me every day. They'll see me walk in and they'll have the coffee. Before I even get it ordered, there's your coffee and then ordered. They'll have it ready. So I like that because I've been going there for so many years. It's nice to have that little. I don't have to order anything. They just do it. Shona says hi. One of the YouTube contacts. She's my secret girlfriend, but don't tell anybody
Okay.
because she doesn't want anybody to know.
We won't tell anybody else.
Yeah, don't tell anybody else.
No, not at all.
But yeah,
Even your wife will keep that secret.
Absolutely. Hard for her to know when she's not even here.
Wife's not here?
When you're dead to the world,
Oh,
it's irrelevant.
Yep.
About a laptop years ago.
Yeah. No laptop today. Yeah, and next week I won't be here.
This week and next week.
No. Tomorrow
Tomorrow.
I won't be here.
Right, and next week you won't be here.
Next Thursday
Next
I will
Thursday.
I will not be here.
Ah. So when Jared comes back, I'll have to talk to him so he can stay in bed, and I'll teach you how to play the BattleTech card.
Okay. That's what we're doing next Thursday. Mark should be here next week.
Yeah, but without you and trying to deal with the whole computer thing, I don't want to.
Or I could still come here Thursday.
He does love it and have a three-way.
Have a three-way, yeah.
We'll have a three-way.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
We'll modify your infantry rules for that though, because threes take a while. We have our own modifications for the infantry, and believe me, it made it rough. It was hard. But I like the one rule he came up with. You can add +1 to your defense in a per region. It's basically sandbags or wires or anything like that. And I told him, because it's just me and him, that you come up. Oh, I'm doing it. Actually, what do I have to do today? Yeah, today I have to sit around and wait for a frickin' phone call that I missed yesterday. Because, let's finish the story and I'll get back to that. So I did this upgrade on the frickin' phone, and for some reason it knocked it to silent.
Mm-hmm.
So I never knew. The VA call.
Mm-hmm.
Had to make it.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily I called the lady back and I told her, look, your people, whoever they were, called me. She says they literally called me when I was sitting on the crapper. Literally. So can he laughs, goes, I'll reschedule that. So supposedly today or tomorrow, they're supposed to call again. So if this phone rings,
Pause, time out.
I will absolutely pause and yes, 1000%.
Yeah. I have scheduling calls supposedly coming in at some point myself.
Yeah, those suck.
It was supposed, they were supposed to make the call.
Hey, Jared, you know what'd be easier? If you just grabbed one of the gallon containers, just put it beside you so you just keep filling your cups and constantly going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It is a fair point. That's why I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps. The simple things are what I think of. So do me a favor and check with Tony for tomorrow if he wants to play BattleTech card. Because there's no way I'm not going to wait until 6:15 for Dave to. But and I can't hear him. You know what I'm saying? Even here, he doesn't say anything. So I still only have 2 players. I'm assuming Lisa. I didn't see any messages.
Lisa, it went in I think he's in the Facebook group, so I'm trying to double check.
Yeah, some of the Facebook groups when they, I see such a long string, I'm just like,
And can't keep up with all of it.
well, part of that is the whole ADHD thing I have. It's like, after a while, it's like it just overwhelms my brain housing group.
Yeah. So especially like when I'm at work or if I'm out with my wife, or whatever, and I'll see a couple messages pop up. Like unless I get tagged in it, I'll wait
Yeah.
to read them.
No, she sent it to me. I'm not gonna be available tomorrow night. I'll let you know if it does.
Okay, well, I would say just cancel out tomorrow night for D&D.
Okay.
Because I'm having issues with the computer and everything, with the upgrades, and then this upgrade here, and I'm trying to find my password for.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
Sorry.
No, I am not complaining. Trust me, I am not complaining. The phone will do it. The phone has everything, but here with Discord and the phone, like, yeah, it works fine, but it's so small. I'm like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
And you've never met Dave? I don't know if you ever met Dave.
No.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You've met Dave?
I think he was.
Dave? Of course.
Dave.
Yeah. But unless he's sitting at the table, so quiet.
Yeah. So I met Dave the first time at your house,
Okay.
and then when we were playing
Downstairs.
when we were playing downstairs, he came.
One or twice.
Well, he actually showed up a few times. He brought his bike a few
Yeah,
times.
he loved riding his bike, and then it just suddenly stopped. I don't know what
He
happened.
would bring his car, and then I left. But I know that Dave was very, very hit or miss.
Right.
If he was going to be here, if he was going to play.
Well, a lot of it was work. I got stuck late and stuff like that.
And
And
then
then he would get sent away.
And I know he had family stuff go
Yeah.
on for a little while. So yeah, I've met Dave.
But anyway, that's our assumption for the long term is the family stuff kind of is keeping him home. We don't pry. We never do.
Nope.
But the only issue with Dave is how quiet he is. So if I'm trying to sit here and do Discord and
He has gotten upset before, and I remember this. He got upset because we wouldn't let him speak. But it wasn't that we wouldn't let him speak, but he didn't speak up enough for us
right,
to-
he wasn't loud. We didn't hear him.
We didn't hear
I
him.
remember. Yeah, I remember that. It was like
Yeah.
I was tired. We did.
For such a large man, he is such
He
a
is
quiet.
so
He's
quiet.
very quiet. But I'll tell you, I like Dave.
He's a great guy,
He's-
but oh, dude, you got to get back to the table.
He's very quiet.
It's like, man, you got to get back to
He's
the
a lot, he's a
table,
lot
dude.
more involved with the RP when he's at the table.
Yeah, because
Well,
he's sitting
sure.
right there, and of course you can hear him. And he's like, "Oh, you got something new." Boom.
Yeah, but it's nice when you can see the people. Like,
Yeah.
when you see the people, it's a different atmosphere.
That's one of the reasons I never got into the online gaming, even with Discord. And his daughter was doing it. It's like, yeah, okay, but I never got into it because I'm not sitting there and then they move the things around, or you had to move them around. To me, that was the whole thing was a pain in the butt. In here, I grab my figurine and I move it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, I prefer this over online stuff.
No argument.
All us
Well,
grognards
but if there are arguments, it can be dealt with
right here. In other words, I'm right here to slap you.
Yep. To say DM makes the rules, and then he says, "Right, DM makes the rules," and I just sit over here and I'm like, "You guys keep your slappies to yourself." Hey, see, mine looks like that too, and I hate it.
I know it's too small. I wish it was a bigger plaque.
You got yours also from Temu.
Yeah.
Right, all this
And-
crap is
and
Timo
I
stuff.
got the same thing from Temu, and the damn thing is hard as shit to read.
I know.
It's not clear, and I'm pissed about that.
It's all right.
My neighbor came over and came down to my little dungeon room.
I love it, but
He's like, "Dude, this is awesome." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I love the rules." And he's like this close. I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And he's like, "Those are cool rules."
they are cool. They are rules.
I'm like, "Yep, they're cool, but it'd be better if you could read
Read
them."
them. So, with Tony, ask him tomorrow because I'm not going to deal with Discord and trying to listen to Dave and then not show up. If he wants to learn how to play BattleTech
All right.
tomorrow night, because nobody else will make it, and also post that due to scheduling and all that, we're not going to have a regular game, and that's because I don't want to do anything with this phone because I'm waiting for that call that I missed yesterday, and I can't afford to miss it.
Yep. All right. Alright, see, with.
That would be, that's always the easiest, even though it sucks because you guys are getting ready to do your thing, but that's okay.
Scheduling. Issue. Run, one. No. You would like to learn. Favorite card game. Okay.
And next Thursday, we'll teach you. It'll be hard because it'll be 3, but it's fun.
No. Okay. And one.
But I love this.
Yeah, I do like mine. So when I came in the door, I realized something was covering it.
Well,
And I didn't realize it was one until I came in off. Yes, I know exactly what that.
yeah, well, the reason I specifically put it there wasn't so much for background as, going in and out, you have that glare from the light and it keeps coming straight in here. It's like, here we go. And block that glare and it'll look pretty at the same.
Yep. I like it.
I just wish I could center it more because I'm off there. I gotta set the opposite. So I'm not centered. You can see just by looking, I'm not. There we go. Centered. I wish I could center
You
it,
have
but
to move it over about 6 inches.
right. But I don't.
But then you have to move pictures and everything.
Yeah, I'd have to move everything. But again, the idea is to block the glare from the kitchen light. So.
So are they just grinding stumps or are they taking out all the big pieces too?
Oh no, just grinding the stump. My neighbor's taking those pieces, so that saved me almost $300 of hauling. Yeah,
Alright, with scheduling.
he has wood stove, a backyard wood burner, and a fireplace. So he has use for all that wood. The only thing is he has to come in, he has to cut it all up, and he knows that.
Yep.
Okay, this is what I got going out, what I had sent out to Tony. The scheduling issues, Ron wants to know if you would like to learn our favorite card game, Off the Groove. Mara's looking at canceling the game because only you, Dave, and Mark, and Dave isn't there till after the game.
Yeah.
So. That would still give them an
And let
evening.
Mark know that next Thursday, that's already, he's gone anyway. Mark,
Mark's on today.
yeah, let him know for next Thursday. Because you're not going to be here next Thursday.
No, next Thursday, my littlest is graduating pre-K and they're having a.
Right, they all do that stupidity. I'm just saying, if you're not here to have Discord up and running, I can run it, but again, only on the phone, and it's super annoying. So it's just easier to say, okay, without you here, and 3 of our players are on Discord, it kind of kills it dead.
I mean, I can run Discord on my phone. Make my phone super hot.
Well, that's my problem here too. This thing gets so hot, it'll shut down.
Last time I ran
It'll shut
Discord on
down.
my phone like that, it got really, really hot.
And that computer, that computer's over 10 years old. So yeah, Discord and everything's on it, but then it'll always stop and stop and stop and stop, and then it'll just shut down if it's sitting there waiting too long. And it'll sit there and wait, and then it'll think I'm not using it and shut down.
Yep.
And I need this to do everything else, but I can't put Discord on this. So it does. It kills. It kills it. Kills it dead. Dead. D-E-D. Dead. Dinned. It's dinded. D-indeed. Dinded.
All right.
But real quick, then we'll get going. like I said, with and I'm letting and Jared is making these rules up. So no, you want these rules, you make them. But the one I like that would work for everything is he came up with, like I said, it's sandbags or emplacements or whatever it is, gives you +1 defense.
But isn't that
No, it's +1 defense. That's it.
okay?
Nothing else. It's just a defender. It's just like having things in the way. But it costs you a deploy. I don't care if you like it or not.
No, hold on. I'm thinking about it. You're deploying these defense, so that makes sense.
And it's one deploy allowed only. So you can't say I've got 3 places. I'm going to use both my deploys. I only use one. Kind of balance it. So you can only use one deploy. It costs a deploy. It doesn't cost any resources. It costs a deploy because it's just sandbags and stuff. But you could put one patrol, and you could just put one in each area.
I have a suggested modification. You could say yes or no. But because when we upgrade infantry, or it cost well when we as far as the infantry card,
Hi, Lucy.
it's a deploy to put it down.
It costs resources.
And to cost the resource to upgrade our
Right.
other one. So sometimes it costs a resource to deploy that card.
Right. Actually, I talked with Jared. I don't care if you like the idea. I don't care if we. I mentioned, look, this is a +1 defense, and a lot of times it's hard to get in to begin with. So I was saying, 2 logistics. It's just sandbags and stuff. But he liked the idea of just having it cost a deploy.
Okay.
So if you like it, I say
I like the idea.
I say, 2, logistics or 2 kind of thing. If you don't have logistics,
Yeah. Well,
it costs
yeah.
one L.
One L.
One L. Yeah, that's one thing. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Either you have the L or you don't. It's going to cost you 1 or 2.
Yeah. I personally
Yeah.
either I like the logistics cost.
Right.
No, not logistics. Tactics. Because
No, because it's not a tactical thing.
oh,
It's just guys in the trenches throwing out sandbags. Tactics aren't used with that. That's logistics. They bring it in the sandbags. They bring it in the dirt.
deciding where to put them.
Then have it 1 L,
One
one L, 1 T. I don't mind that with me and you. With Jared, we have it set. And
No, that's fine. But okay. Do you put your trench or your pit with and that's what it is. The sandbags are irrelevant.
Right. That's why I said logistics. But yeah, but the thing is, you can only put 1 out
Per turn.
per turn. In other words, oh man, I got no cards to play. I got 2 deploys. I'm gonna put 1 here and 1 here. No, you can only lay out one.
One at a time.
And it's just the time it takes to dig and trench and set, and so you think about it when we do play again. So are you guys?
I do like it, but I am. You have your copy. I'm getting mine.
Okay.
So
Do it, throw this in the scratch for me while you're walking out there.
that is doable. But I can hear you when you're talking.
All right. Do you remember where we were?
No.
Well, you are agreed on the sandbag.
We're talking.
Well, the only reason I don't want to do the infantry thing with him mainly is because he doesn't have the card sets that I do. So his recycle a lot quicker. He has cars that are just pounds of infantry. So if I add that infantry on top of him, he's going to do like 20 points to me because you'll have all these infantry out with his regular infantry. It'll just wipe. No, so yeah, I'm not even going to send that his way. That's just me and you.
Yeah.
He doesn't get that.
The sandbag thing is kind of like, do I want to mix? Like, do I want to use the D-point to skip?
Yeah.
one
Do you want this or
defense?
this?
You know, like, do I want to use my deploy for one defense against an entire infantry, or do I need this mech that I need?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's like that thing. That thing.
Thursday. Okay, here we go.
Of course, it works when you have that card that gives you an extra deploy.
Yeah, that helps. That's yeah. Okay, I got this extra deploy. This doesn't cost me a deploy, and you can do that because all cards are still relevant. Yeah, but I was quite annoyed that I missed that call yesterday, especially after totally wasting Wednesday waiting for it. Of course, I'm waiting for it Thursday, and I never see it come in. So. Oh, and to add insult to injury, I went to the Rochester parade, the Memorial Day parade.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and I come back and some asswipe ripped my frickin' flags down. That's why you see two new ones.
No way.
Yeah, tore it down. No, he tied them together. What? Oh, I know why. I don't need to know the guy to know why. It was Memorial Day. My flags aren't at half mast. My flags don't go to half mast. That's not a real telephone pole. That's just crap I threw together. So my flag, I can just see it. Some guy comes driving by, all upset, especially sees my Marine Corps flag. How dare this guy not have them? And he ripped them right down and then tied them together. So I had punched a hole where, because he ripped them right off the eyelet, just tore them right down. And I know the Don't Tread on Me one was collateral damage. When he ripped one down, it caught that too because they are linked together. So of course, for the first 2 days, I punched a hole in the cloth and caught them up there. Of course, when the wind hits, it starts ripping them apart. So yeah, destroyed them. So I went out and got those. But yeah, pissed me. I come back and you son of a whoever you were. Of course not. I wasn't here. I don't have fancy camera stuff here. And even if I did, I wouldn't know how to get to it because it has to link to your computer and la 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 la. My phone, like I said, the upgrade on my phone,
It's still pretty ballsy to come over to somebody's house and just rip down flags like that.
just rip them down, just tear them right down. But like I said, my phone, when it did this stupid upgrade, for whatever reason, it put everything on mute. I didn't know it. Somebody else had to go and change it for me because I don't know. I'm that tech unsavvy. I didn't know. Go into settings and reset it. Now I know because I was shown, but it's like looking idiot because like, okay, because I am not a tech savvy guy.
No, you are.
And my tech support isn't here anymore.
Yeah, she's down south.
She's down south, and she doesn't understand why there's so much country music down here. I'm like,
You're in Tennessee.
daughter mine, you're in Tennessee. Ever hear of a place called Nashville?
Doesn't she live near
Chattanooga. I don't know how far Chattanooga is to Nashville. It doesn't matter. It's Tennessee. Nashville. It doesn't matter where.
Up here, you might have like one out of 4 or 5 radio stations be country. Down there, it might be 1 or 4 that isn't.
Yeah. Actually, I was kind of hoping Vorpal would show up, but he hasn't shown up. I've
already purchased a 10-foot pole. His job is done.
I know. I know. That was funny. Yeah, but my secret girlfriend Shona's there, so that's cool. Well, for now, she'll be going to bed. She's in the Philippines, one of the group of the Philippines. So it's almost 10 o'clock and we go to sleep.
Oh yeah.
But we support each other. She loves doing singing and dancing on her live.
Mhm.
So I keep giving her songs to sing and she can't sing them. I sent her AC/DC once. She's like, "What? What?" Laughed. So then I sent Ratatata. Like, nope, not even.
Boy, oh boy. Hmm.
Okay.
Hello?
Dote dote. Well, you went back to the city.
So back in the city.
Right. You finished. No, that's the Friday. Friday is happy, happy, joy, joy.
So
This is Aeronaut in its DM had to try and rebuild a broken city phase.
because the other player's daughter broke.
He tells me she. Yeah, because your daughter blew it up.
Oh no.
Well, it gave me something to do. Not that it was something I wanted to do, but that's fine. I'm waiting for everybody to blow up the whole world, which you might have done, but there's a wish that stopped that.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to redo it. I'm anticipating it.
Hey. Now as soon as I said that, you just started laughing.
Hmm.
It was like, all right. And the thing is, that was the one time you would not mess with a wish because it ate your world.
I tried to mess with it. I just didn't know. I messed with it a little bit, but the way I mess with it, you don't know.
Right. But as far as from, it's like, okay, it wasn't something that you normally you try and twist it on the player. You didn't necessarily twist it on the player.
No, because my focus was the world.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about the player and what the player did. I'm like, okay, the world. How can I? I was actually looking to blow it up because I'll redraw a whole new map and say, okay, everybody, by the way, the world's gone. It is now in the realm of chaos, ruled by Thulu.
Not yet. Not.
But you just came back from your run. Okay.
On our run.
Yeah, because we went back and we told them about Dragon. We explained how if they wanted to rebuild, they had to rebuild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With the Dragon.
Yeah,
Green Dragon.
bring a Jester or two down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then they, not only that, they sent out people for, like the negotiating.
Right. That's once you did your thing.
They did theirs.
Yeah, that was it. There's no negotiations or work that you guys had. Just like, okay, we did what we do. It's up to you. A lot of that is unless the player characters you get high enough level and you say I want to take this land.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to negotiate with who you want to ally with or have part of, and you got to go through whole negotiations of getting the land and then building that land. It's all there.
Oh, we've got our island.
I'm talking about
Expanding.
right.
Yeah.
The island, that's just a small. It's not self-sufficient. Everything has to get imported,
Unless you like fish.
and then you die of scurvy.
Oh, meat eater. Actually, I'm more than a full drinker, but I'll still eat meat.
We need raw meat. He's getting old.
Oil.
He's getting old, right? Yeah, a little tough, but
So See, the thing is, Ron, we would be self-sufficient because, we'll be, our focus is gonna be Zillendar. Great. Sort of, yeah, sort of. Stuff. Of course, we're gonna have to, all is um, I just dropped the word. Hold on a second. I hate it when I do that. There's unregulated traffic up and down the river. We're gonna have, that's where our income is gonna be. We're gonna be stopping for tolls.
Yeah. Until somebody gets pissed off.
That's okay.
That's how it works.
I mean, that's how it always works.
Yeah. You've got an itty bitty island, you put up a toll, and then you've got a city over here going, yeah, I don't
Ron,
think
you're not looking at, you didn't read my email, did you? You never responded.
Well, sometimes there's, you don't understand, sometimes there's so many emails, which is like, my mind won't focus. That's why I said, send it to my work.
I did.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
I did not see any email from you at my work. I did not see it. I focus at work because I'm sitting there for 12 hours. It's quiet. I do some writing for the next event, and I'll read the emails and everything. I did not see any email from you.
Was it here or was it from my?
But we'll start off with, I have X amount of days that are going to go by.
No. In my other email.
Yeah, I didn't see it. It's possible it got blocked or got blocked.
Yeah. Let's see. Then.
Because they have this whole phishing thing and everything goes on, and sometimes they'll block something automatically. It's highly possible.
Forward to Ron Bush at Liberty Mutual again.
Yeah.
Because I also had forwarded to your offer. I forwarded to both. I sent to both.
Oh, well, unfortunately, I get so much junk on BOP. I have to go down and I'm looking and looking and looking and looking and looking, and I might have just missed it because I have important ones that go to BOP.
Well, I sent to both, and I just resent to your work.
Okay, resend it back because I'll see that Saturday, provided it didn't get booted.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, I know you can't read it here, but I mean, I sent a whole bunch of stuff.
All right.
And the city won't care if they accept this.
That all depends. Because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll get it, I'll copy, paste, and print. I'll keep it handy. That's usually what I do. Provided the printer's working.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
So I have X amount of days going by before something happens again.
Okay, well, the first day or two is just recovery.
Mm-hmm. Like all things, just make tick marks, whatever you do to pay that. When it kicks in, you have X amount to pay for the food, the lodging, and all that stuff. That's really the only. I know you've got the money for it, but like all things, something could happen to wipe you out.
Yeah, I know.
Like somebody blowing up the city.
Exactly. I know the first couple days, like I said, I mean the first 24 hours is pretty much going to be, that's a real bed.
Yeah.
Okay. The second 24 hours is pretty much going to be, sending out, Um, please correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong. That's just automatic, you know this.
Please correct me if this,
I'm misinformed.
yeah, but we've granted at 6th level, we've pretty much established ourselves,
Right.
especially where we're at.
Right.
Okay,
That's the whole build. Once you blow it up, the whole build is about your levels and your name starts to get, what is it? And it looks weird.
It's because the corner fell down.
That corner fell down. Grrr.
I can hear you. But as far as setting up, when we get back in, some of the, shall we say, older free kids, they can run errands for us,
Mm-hmm.
and we've established some something along those lines. You know, where they will run errands for, like, getting our ration, you know, bringing ourselves back up to 30 days of ration and stuff like that. So, or if we wanted to go buy arrows
Yeah.
or something along those lines.
Right. You set that up before.
Yeah, it's just it's fine.
Some things are just, you don't need to go, well, they're doing. The problem with not doing the AI is a lot of this is set up having learned how AI works. And that comes into every other game. You have X amount of hirelings that can do certain things. So we liked it because, for whatever reason, rolls were so bad, so crappy, everybody kept dying, and it wasn't that hard. It was a role play, but I'm going to go in between, and then there were ones, and the nat 20s.
Oh yeah, that campaign, it was lethal.
Yeah.
Not because of the encounters, but because of roll. You know how when Ron said, you know, no one's gonna die tonight, and
Yeah.
it goes challenge accepted,
Yeah.
and then dies.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was the whole camp. We get to what, level 4,
If-
maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't even get to level 5 because level 5 did a lot of upgrades and stuff like that. I never made it.
Yeah, we were like, no, this is just like.
And it's just unlucky. The campaign and everything, the creatures were at level. After I've learned that I need to have 1 or 2 hired to be a challenge. They're at level, easy to wipe out. No. Mark does stupid things like the whole thing, there's a room and everything rotated, but it rotated like this. Well, it rotated off. So he decided to go in the door, go in between, and I had a timer, literally a timer.
Yeah, he was just leaning up.
He was leaning up against the door, and nobody knew I had, and I would roll literally a D20, and then every round I'd tick off. So I think I rolled like a 3. He leaned against the door at 2. Every time it came around, it's just this mirror. I'm just like, I can't help you here. There is no coming back from this. That kind of thing. Funny as hell, but the idea of it was to learn the AI rules on how and things you can do with your NPCs for your quote unquote business, regardless of what that business is.
Yeah.
What I'll have to do is have that book handy so I can tell you here's the things you can do with your guys.
Mhm.
But it's downstairs. I don't feel like, yeah. And I'll do that with you. Anybody who gets NPCs, there are things you can do. once you establish, I'm going to open a bar. Okay, there are things you can do, and these guys increase or decrease. It's all part of the business.
I mean, I see these quote unquote kids, and or actually no, I have
Yeah, but contacts are there is a whole thing with contacts.
right.
It's all there.
So as far as
So
church
so
is
he,
concerned,
yeah, but it's the same thing. It could be a church. Okay, you want to go out and find, and there's a whole. I want to go out and find worshipers, and his little go, hey, whatever the case may be, and just literally a die roll based on the percentage and how high the NPC is. It all adds up, and
yeah,
you can fail. You can come in and find those who are using it as an excuse. Come in and you lose X amount of gold as they find a way to steal things. Yeah,
legitimate thing.
Yeah.
Day 3, or at least in the morning of day 3, go to the guild.
roll. Every time you go to the guild, it is a roll.
15. I don't know about modifiers.
I do. Okay. Roll me a d4. This is arbitrary, mind you. This is all arbitrary. On that day, you find simple job. That simple job covers everything for one person. It's almost a net loss. You got 4 people, because he does count in the D4 roll. You find a simple job to do, probably guarding somebody, because I have a set thing that's going to be happening. So these are small little things. But just to keep yourself active, you find something to do that takes that day. But the funds you got after your own supplies and any IE combat, I'm not going to go through that happens, it only covered your basics for one person for that day. So when you do your math, you just subtract one person on one. It can be up to 4. It's a piddly. It's a job you don't want, but it's a job to keep your name out there.
Okay.
So the guy gives you 5 gold to do a 24-hour or 10-hour guard duty, and it's not enough to cover everybody. Kind of a situation.
All right. We'll set up our fighter on this, because that's his value.
Right, but it's everybody's job. You hire as a group.
Oh, we hire it.
Right, you don't hire you hire as a group. The pay is pissant.
Okay.
But-
so we go as a group, understanding that it's
You go knowing that it's a net loss.
Yep.
But it's to keep your name active in the guild. Otherwise, it kind of goes down, and your reputation goes down, because you're not there.
if that's what we got to do to keep our name out there and keep our reputation climbing. Then
Well, it keeps the modifier. Your 6th level, there's a modifier with that.
we'll go in there. We'll just do what we got to do. And keep working towards what we're working towards.
All right.
It screws with the math thing, but that's again, it's an arbitrary.
Again,
That's just how it
it's
works.
more when we're up there. Okay, great. We'll take it. But if you have something else, here's a
Your name's out there.
right. But if you get something else that would fit us, here's a prepaid messenger.
You already got that.
Okay.
You already set that guy up.
All right, cool.
You set him up, I think, at level 2. I think by level 2, you set that guy up.
Okay.
That hasn't changed. That's an NPC that you pay. You already have that. That's one of the NPCs you set up. I want this messenger.
Again,
It doesn't change anything. Still a die roll, whether the guy comes to you or you go and check.
No, that's understandable. That's understandable. But on day 4, unless something happens on day 3.
I know it. I don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'll tell you when to stop.
Day 4, gonna have to spend some time at the time.
More than fine. I'm going to stop and grab some healing potions. Like 3 of them if I can.
Yeah, it's still a big city. Even though there's a lot of places burnt down, you have a lot of, they still need commerce, they still need, the economy still needs to go. So you have a lot of basically lean to or just slapped up shack. They have it while their business is being rebuilt. At this point, most of the fires, there's only a few smoldering here and there.
Yeah, we'll go check on our
Yeah, some extra potions would be a good thing.
I have 4 now. Well, I have 4.
And then check on our basement.
Yeah, see if there's anything started to come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Ron?
Talking about our basement.
Our basement. Yeah. Not the one that we just cleared out.
No, our basement.
Our.
The little water there and the little,
Yeah.
the room out back of the water.
Yeah. So we cleared that out. One, two.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know how that works. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this. I guess I did it right. I'm still not YouTube savvy. There's a way to put people down so that others will see it and kind of get them promoted to go to their channel and subscribe. If I recall correctly, it's called pinning, and I think I did it right. Okay. Again,
So
not tech savvy.
we're gonna go check our basement.
Okay, really not much going on there.
There's nothing down, nothing going on.
Yeah,
It's empty, still empty.
you've done what you need to do for the basement, other than filling it up and doing what you want to do there.
Okay.
Once that adventure is done, then you fill up the hole. You stop the
Yeah.
whole. That's the whole idea of the money you should have already spent to just send somebody down there, i.e., a 10x10 room, and just redo it, remodel it, basically, fill it all up.
Oh, it's bigger than 10x10 room.
I'm just saying they come.
The repairs.
The repairs are in 10x10
Yeah.
sections. That's all in the Castle Builders, and even in DMZ has it where and it's in 10x10 sections. So the size of it, you do the 10x10, and then if you want to put in tables, anything like that, you just go to the price guide and you say, "Oh, in chairs and this and that." It's all in building rooms, building castles. That's all you're doing. There's no real IE role play or anything fancy with that. It's just you get it remodeled. Just it's all about spending the money to do it.
Are we gonna turn it into a home so we can?
I thought that was the plan. Well, I thought that was the plan until our keep is built.
Correct. Because what we were gonna do is we were gonna seal it off.
Put a magic.
Yeah, you're putting
door in there.
so you can
And
you can
the mirror.
escape and go there anytime.
Yeah, that was the plan. So we could jump between that room and
still have access to the city.
Yeah, so now he's looking forward to Battletech next week.
Right now,
You're zoning. That's okay. You can nap this role play part.
I'm just
He's waiting to kill something.
I'm waiting to kill something.
All right.
That's why in your game I made him a barbarian.
Oh, man.
Absolutely, 100%.
Good lad.
And my druid I haven't made a character for that game, so I'm not sure yet.
You're not showing the lead.
Yeah.
So after we hit one.
It's a catch-22. I love them on Thursdays, but I can't wait to see them on Fridays and have people sitting at the table.
Yeah,
no.
having more, yeah.
Yeah.
We will need him on Fridays. So we're gonna be like only 3 on Thursday.
Yeah, but everything for Thursday will be written for just 3.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm writing
that's the best
it
way.
3
Right, for 3.
with,
And then adjust if you need to.
yeah, and I'm building in an adjustment that I need
Yeah.
to add for a 4th.
See, once you get really into the DMing part, you can do an adjustment on the fly. You've seen me do it. It just
No, I can do an
Yeah.
adjustment on the fly. It's just that since I have the time, I'm making the adjustment. You know, if 4 PCs, then this.
exactly. So day
That's
5.
What's the date?
I marked it all down here. You are nearing the end of June. I don't have the
Okay.
exact date because I marked off the days I needed to go to on my primary.
Okay, good, because I'm waiting until August. Because August,
Oh no, you've got over a month for August. A month and a half, a dozen days.
yeah, I know, but on August 10th,
Don't worry about it till it's August 10th. Don't tell me now because I won't remember 5 minutes from now.
I'm letting him know. I'm just letting you know, letting the players know that, man, time's flying. August 10th come by and they're going to start on our plate.
Yeah.
Because I made a note and then I figured out 6 months from that date. And so, and we are nearing,
You're nearing July.
anyway. We'll get about 7 weeks, give or take, before they start the school.
Yeah. The next quote unquote chapter campaign run whatever start in July.
So we can finish out, basically.
Right. I already But if there's anything you want to do between now and then.
You know, I figured taking one of those jobs each week.
Well, you gotta roll on whichever one you want because sometimes there's a set number. Sometimes there is no job.
No, that's
It's not going to change your rating as long as you go and check. Your runner, he's just running back and forth. But like all things, unless you're physically there, yes. If you're not physically there, like they don't care. Maybe we'll send it to this guy or not. Whatever.
once a week. You go in, check.
Is that what you're going to do? I'm just going to eat
You
up
know what?
until the week.
You know what? Twice a week, because it's 10-day week. That's right.
10-day week.
10-day week.
They're
So
10-day weeks,
every 5
30-day
weeks-
months,
every
just for
5 days,
simplicity.
We'll go look for.
And I still can't find my sheet that actually has the month names that I had written down. I guess I'll have to reinvent them.
We'll check every 5 days, every half week. We'll check for jobs, and if there is, we'll take one.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
If that's your primary thing, all I need is 3 rolls. That's all I'm going to need. Because otherwise you're relaxing,
Wanna do it?
you're looking.
What are we doing? 3 rolls.
One of those is to finish off and one is to they're both to finish off really.
You need 3 D20
There are
rolls.
3.
17, 2 and 2.
Okay, one of those weeks, you can do a D3 if you want as to which one it is. It doesn't matter. Just for your own.
4.
Okay, the second part, your second check, there is a simple job. There were none on the other 2. Okay, but your reputation maintained, and you take a crap job just to stay out there, and you can roll a D4 to see how many people the funding of this covered. Okay, it covered all but one person.
So basically,
You broke even because you're the one there.
we have one day where we're all covered.
And one day where only one person was covered, so it kind of balanced out.
Well, no, we have 4.
Oh, that's it.
So effectively, we get one day we don't.
It's easy to forget Mark because he dies all the time anyway.
Yeah. So we're looking at how many days total?
12.
12. So it's actually 11 that we're paying for.
Right, like I said, there's a 10-day, but then there's part of that too is your runner. Don't forget, he was added to those die rolls. Those die rolls were based on you physically going and then the runner. Because you have him doing, as you said, every single freaking day.
All right. I gotta put it on the other.
The next time we come back to town and we're in downtown, I think I'm just gonna start creeping around at night.
All right. Well, you get those, and I'll be preaching at the shrine, and
I'll be creeping around the shrine because I want to make. Well, I don't say creeping, but
don't
paying attention to people that
we have an acolyte. We do have somebody keeping an eye on it. Granted, he's relatively new, but still, I will be teaching him. I will be preaching. So I mean, for at least for
well, I just want to
12 minus 2 days, 4 days. So yeah, so for a good 8-10 days, I'll be.
I think because you're also trying to get followers.
Yeah.
So we'll say even 10.
Okay.
I.e., you can roll 10 dice separately.
Okay.
Or 1 dice with the modifier I have in my head based on how many days.
You know what? Just for spitting rims, I'm going to do 10 dice.
Okay.
Let's just put them in.
Before you roll.
Yeah.
Anything over 18.
Yep.
Okay, because it's not easy.
Natural 18?
Natural 18.
Okay. I'll let you know if there's anything natural over 18.
Right. And those 18 add your persuasion to it. Only to the 18. Correct. First, you got to get a natural 18, and then I want to know any modifiers to those 18.
I see good noise.
Think of how I feel having already gotten there.
So
is this anything I can help him with, or is this?
yes, there is.
Well, I just want to make sure that I'm not metagaming because what is he rolling for right now?
He's trying to get worshipers.
Okay, so
absolutely you can assist.
He's basically, don't forget, he has this little place set up by the dock.
Yep.
And during these days,
we have that place set up. That's why
Yeah.
I'm asking if I can assist him or not.
yeah, if to assist him, what you are doing is you are making it advantage. So he's got 20 dice per roll.
Absolutely. All right, so
And he's
10 rolls at advantage.
basically 20 dice. Yeah, 10 rolls at advantage. And I'm only looking for natural 18.
That's a natural 18 on the first one.
Well, write down what the total is
25.
because I'll need those numbers.
All right. Okay, no. Four.
And no, it's not meant to be easy. Remember, it used to be a 20. things are settling down.
7. 8. 9. No. No. Yeah. The last row was a 3 and a 1. No. All right. The total, I have a 23.
Okay.
23. And a 25, which was a nat 20.
Okay. Both of your 23.
Yep.
You have the father and family.
Okay.
That's what it's about. Just one guy.
Okay.
It's the family. Both of the 23s do that. You have 2 families of 5. Mind you, there's only one who is the others are, i.e., young wife, kids, but one who will worship. The others are going
To follow.
with
Yeah, right.
Papa.
Yeah.
The 25, one female.
Okay.
If you want to get specific. Okay. Tiefling.
Right.
Female tiefling. Who you realize has the aptitude to become,
Acolyte.
an acolyte.
Okay. So I have an acolyte, one with potential and one with potential.
Right. They still need to be trained. Training takes years.
Yeah. All right.
You now have a school of 2.
Yeah.
Mind you, you got to set aside time to teach them.
Yeah.
So with these 12 days and the things you've been doing, that's part of the ongoing. That's just not something I'm going to do this day. That's something, okay, twice a week, whatever the case may be, are classes for these 2, and you're teaching them everything you need to know.
Now, can I also teach people as well? I mean, how does it? So I don't.
Yes, you're part of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're a paladin.
Right. Well, that's why I'm asking. I don't.
Your teaching is different. You can give some philosophy, but if you want, you can. It'll be an even odd thing where you realize that 25 can be trained as a paladin, but it's a 50-50 shot as where it's going to say clerical or, oh, this person has this other aptitude, and they learn a bit of clerical, but then you also teach them the combat arms and not as much into the spell ability as much as in your ability.
So just an even odd number.
You want odd. If it's odd, this person has that aptitude. Okay, you're like, nah, it doesn't have it.
No, but your religion skills, you're teaching them about the religion.
Right,
But
but
I'm not teaching them about anything. I lied. -1.
yeah, he's not teaching me anything. Oh,
Pause. Time out.
no.
Okay.
Not a VA number.
No.
Where's into the air? Air cell. Where's what is that little
Level 8.
level 8?
Yeah, level 8 is our next ASI.
The good part about that is I know I've got it set up right. So good test. Hey, Vorpal's there.
Hey, Vorpal!
Hey, Steve's bought a 10-foot pole, finally. I did. I got a string pulled, yeah. The rat bastard.
You did a what?
One of my streams got pulled.
Oh, no. Which one?
When I was he was on and I had to re-kick it in. He was on when I was doing the Memorial Day parade.
Yeah.
They pulled it because I was there at the start and they did the 21 gun salute with the revamped
Yeah, it was
they're not even real guns. And they pulled it. I don't know how to get a hold of YouTube and say Whiskey Tango Foxtrot on this. Because I can go to all kinds of streams and see all kinds of this is how you shoot this is how you clean this is how that, and then bang, 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 bang. Yeah, I get pulled.
patriotic versus the technical.
Yeah. Just a person asking, oh, okay.
So,
So yeah, you now have two that you need to train up.
and I have put in a request. Now, I will grant you, probably has not had enough time to get there, be considered and sent fast, but I had put in a request for somebody to teach these people.
Right, but that's a long way.
It is.
Yeah.
Like I said, it hasn't had enough time. But I sent it off. I think it was, we set this up level, did we set this up level 1 or level 2?
Yeah, it doesn't matter the level.
I know, but as far as, it's been months.
6. January, February, March, April, May, June. Or June, January. That's why I keep the time. I try to kick in most of mine in January just so I can track the years instead of going middle to middle. No, I've never been pulled for D&D because I don't. My guns aren't in the background, and I don't sit back and hold my 45 or anything like that. Only if the gun shows. Even though I can go to YouTube and get all kinds of instructions, guys shoot. There was a guy I went right to. Somebody showing a gun. This is what I think about, and it was a D&D. This is what I think about WotC. He walked up with shotgun. What I think about WotC. Boom. And you pulled me.
Yeah.
Yeah. A hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
What? Yeah, because I know where he's got to go and how long it takes to get back. It's got to go all the way up, all the way back.
No. All right. So
That's true. I don't say good morning, right? YouTube will go, yeah. If there was another place to go, I would.
yeah. They do, there are other places, but
But they're not as popular. Therein lies the rub.
Yeah.
Yes, so.
right. So we've got
Basically, you ate up your time until I contact you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
July 3rd is where we are. I believe I called this month summer's,
yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yes, it is then. It's actually 1000%.
Is this where we get attacked?
Yes.
So when
You get visitors.
visitors.
Mm-hmm. Gilda.
You know. There you go. Okay. Ooh,
Oh no, thanks. Rebelling stomach right now.
okay.
Therein lies my issue. My stomach is, for whatever reason, it's rebelling. Not got to run over there, rebel. Just that upsetness,
Large colon cell rise again.
pretty much.
All right.
You remember Gilda?
Yes. He was the captain, wasn't
Yep, he was the captain. That you saved, almost killed inadvertently, but
he? But then there's no longer with us.
the Cinder is no longer here. And, you know, burning down her boat. Big issue.
What are you doing today?
Ah, dear friends, dear friends, dear friends. Okay, dear friends. It is like mostly different. Somebody new. He doesn't know. It is new.
No longer here.
Yep.
We are aware you prefer Adventure Guild Prestige, but we think there's something that might perk your interest.
Okay.
It is not a mission or quest or anything that would catch the interest of most, unless it was. But we know of none who even bother with the place we have, or, well, noted it. You see, with the damage done to the city, there's been a huge need of goods, all types, which you know now, adventures you already know. Doesn't matter how small, you know, like the small town that only brought in maybe a ton or two of wood, didn't matter. We need everything.
Yep.
Most they focus on the main trade towns. Gilda, she goes to smaller villages and sort places ignored, and seems like there's opportunity here. Get the boat filled up enough, I can make the profit. Doing this removes the middleman.
Those are probably the best Boston cream donuts in the world.
Small places most take. Oh, there's a Boston cream in there.
Mhm.
Oh, you better.
I'm saving.
Yeah. Okay, hang on to that. We know.
Yeah, I think those are probably the best I've ever had. Would you hand these to Ron? There's his and maple. and
Okay.
hers.
Okay,
His
great.
and hers.
Thanks.
Thank you, by the way.
All topped off yesterday. Uh, do, 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 do. Small places most take goods to the market. Okay. There is one such in
Do you say Innsmouth mouth or Innsmouth? mouth?
in mouth. Trademark. But I can use almost any name in D&D as long as I don't make it what it is. But
Okay.
you know, just for that, just because I'm gonna take your unintentional name and I'm gonna use it. Kinsman. That way there's no issue there. So Kinsmouth it is. A little larger than most in the region, but their sheep are always fat and the wool silky.
Fat wool, silky sheep. You got it.
But as your adventurers, maybe you can find out why the place is, well, in a word, weird.
Weird. Huh? Weird, huh?
It's hard to explain. I broke my crystal ball. It's cracked. He's asking me if my crystal ball gets YouTube. There is a castle. It looks down on the place. There's always a light.
Well, that would make sense if we were occupied.
There is a light over at the Warrenstein place. If you don't catch it, that's your problem. I'm gonna say I think I'm too young for that.
Is Rocky?
I've never seen it. So.
Well, if I know what it is.
The thing is you get in trouble if you play it. But if I think, there's
Voice it.
There's a light over at the Warrenstein place. There's a light. Yeah, I can't sing. You'd have to watch it.
Okay, like I said, I know of the movie, but I've never actually seen it.
Virgin.
Not my kind of movie.
Well, that's those who have not been to a live show.
Oh, I love the live plays. I've never
Right.
seen that.
Yeah. I know I digress, but those who have not been to a live play are called virgins.
Oh no, I've been to a live play. It's not.
No, of this one.
Oh no, I have
It
not.
has to be this one.
Okay, I have not seen one.
Every year, Halloween, the downtown music hall in
Yeah,
Portsmouth.
Oh, Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's every year,
I know that I've seen advertisements for it.
and always at midnight.
Yeah, I'm of the age where 9 is in midnight.
All the freaks come out.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Vorpal says I've already had a strike or two, and he knows, the rat sons of beans. So yeah, you have to put it in my singing. Fine. But it is hoped that you get your adventurer's spirit up.
Well. Sounds fun. However, in order to assist us, because if we do disappear from the scene, our standing may not necessarily remain as high. If we are out on a volunteer reconnaissance mission, that would keep us active. Would you be willing to do that?
We can do small things as a group.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if Ron knows what I meant with setting it up as a volunteer mission through the guild.
He's keeping it out of the guild completely.
Completely.
Yes. This is not a guild thing. He went to a place, knows who you are, prior adventures, that they link together, knows that you are adventurers. So there's no guild. There's no mission here. There's no quest here. Nobody's requested this.
No.
He's like, I went here.
Oh, so she's giving us a tip or something.
Right. He said, look, I went to this place, one of the small places I've gone to. This is the name of the place, Kinsmouth. And the place is just, it gives you those CBGB. I'm just throwing it your way if with your whole persona of adventures, if you want to go check it out. She's high enough. She's the same level as you. I kept their track. She's 6th level. Her whole crew is 6th level.
When are you heading back up that way?
If you want to go.
When are you heading back up that way?
Whenever you say you want to go.
Okay.
So we can go right now if we wanted to go.
Well, first thing in the morning.
Right. Yeah.
So you're being
What she's telling you is, I went there, felt this so weird, and she's not telling you how she found out. There's something she's keeping close to the vest because, you know her background. There are some things.
All right.
It's a castle. Vorpal says, I burned it down. Yep. So
We're selling-
she probably did some asking around to find out that everything revolves around this castle that always has a light on.
All right. But we need to let the guild know that we will be traveling for personal reasons versus business reasons. And we should be back within a week or two.
Yeah.
Now that way they're,
I think a week would be.
yeah, we possibly, if we didn't possibly.
How far out?
Is this castle you're talking about?
Well, to avoid all the pirates and the activities out there, I have found, i.e., the safest route that they don't think, because they do go after bigger ships, bigger cargoes, but that doesn't mean they don't see small coasters like mine to grab, destroy, or use as whatever they use them for, or to gather slaves. So we are targets, but not as much as the large. Oh goodness!
We understand. We understand your boat is the ship is worth money. We
Right.
understand that.
Well, so are the people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different to
So what I have to do is I have to hug the coastline before cutting across the Elentharian Sea. That's where Aeronach is. Aeronach is here. And they're in this sea, and then the river goes this way, and then it goes out to the ocean.
Yep.
So I have to cut across the Elentharian Sea. It is a spot on the coastline to the east, north of the Elven Woods, which is Elentharian.
So how long do
How many days trip is that?
It's 6 days because I have to make this long. I can't cut right across. Have to kind of cut around and then hop along the various islands out there and hug the coastlines all the way across. The sea, just so you know, the sea is quote unquote like all seas shallow. Big ships can go, but it's safe for coasters that cut across if they want to.
So we'll let the guild know that he potentially agree. But I always want to leave a nice little buffer just in case.
Yep.
That we will be gone for 2, potentially 3 weeks for personal reasons. So.
The sad part about that is the guild, they don't care.
No. I know they don't care, but that way they're our run.
I mean, they just make a notation, your runner doesn't go there, and there's always those who, well, no, there's always those who say, okay, we can't take any jobs right now because they have something else, be it family, be it,
Right.
somebody richer who they prepaid, whatever the case may be. That happens all the time.
So, because I don't want, because if we don't, Ron will come back and say, well, the guild is putting you on suspension for.
They don't put you on suspension.
You know what or
No, I already told you, they drop your reputation
Right.
down. What it does is it changes the die roll. That's what it does.
That's what we're crying.
Yeah.
Not to.
Right.
Yeah, there's no way to stop it.
So our die roll will drop.
Oh yeah, it's just automatic. Because here's the jobs and you never show up. They hey, we're going to be gone for the next 3 weeks, and they go, okay, you're not going to be here for jobs. What do you want me to do about it?
So what's more important? What's more important, our reputation?
No, it is that's the one thing. Our reputation should be maintained. Because we've done nothing to
No,
hurt our reputation.
you haven't done anything to hurt the reputation, but it's like having a job and you decide not to show up 3 days a month every freaking month, yeah,
Yeah,
your reliability drops.
but also giving notice for your.
It doesn't matter. Stop going into the real world. There is no notice.
Stop going into the real world.
My real world has to make sense to understand how they're working it. Your real world is, well, I can do that. No, you're not there.
We'll have to come back and deal with
Yeah,
the guild.
it's just what it does is it changes your die roll, and I have X amount of days, and then are we going to find these little jobs until, i.e., the next adventure kicks in? That's game wise. It's mechanics versus.
So when we come back, we'll see if we can't.
Because what you have to look at is for 12 days, you really haven't done anything.
I feel like he was called us lazy.
There hasn't been anything to do. Well, the die roll, there's nothing.
There's nothing built.
There's nothing. And that's why you took these rinky-dink nothing jobs just to keep the name out. So, like any adventurers are like thrill seekers. After so long, you start to go stir crazy. It's in your idiom. It's why you're adventurers. You're going nuts because for half a month you really haven't done anything. It's like, I got to jump off the cliff and see if I can get my parachute to open at the very last second, or that's the attitude of adventurers.
Or if you're an owl in a trying to fly in the sky filled with pterodactyls. Yeah.
I do. Bureaucracy is important.
All right, so let's take a boat ride.
Sure.
Shotgun.
Okay. She looks at you. Okay. And she hands you a crossbow. There you go. Shotgun.
Close enough. Yeah, me too. I just like water.
Well, the good part about the bait. Oh goodness. Is unlike going to the ocean, your seasickness is usually pretty calm, so it's not as pronounced. Basically, in Alan who got air sickness, that was
that was
that was a riot. He was a few got queasy, but the Alan, what was it, 2 or 3 days in a row, sick as hell, air sick.
A flying
creature air sick.
What?
Yeah, it was bad too. I think you rolled a couple of ones there.
Yeah.
Market
has the worst.
Oh yeah.
No, we were on an airship. For all intents and purposes, we were on an airship, and he's just with a solid deck on, and you go down, and it magically expanded. Yeah, you're in a hotel. You're in a pocket dimension, and he's still air sick in a pocket dimension.
It was funny. It was funny. Okay, you have Gilda. She does have a new selling partner because she lost one. She does have a replacement. Walter Gilman is his name, commoner. And then of course you've got I've had their names here. Hiffen. Yeah, Hiffen Snither.
Yeah.
So Hiff, Snither, Walter, Gilda.
Yep. I got the stat for Hiff and Snither.
But they're all currently level 6.
This is Gilda and Walker.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically, they have a +3 sailing at this level. My son's bored. He needs to kill something.
Yes, I need to kill.
But he's here, so I'm happy for it.
Well, then your shark will come and try to beat this boat, and I'll fight that.
Don't worry, we'll be moving along now. They've had +3 selling proficiencies, mainly because their dex is a bonus. Mind you, they're commoners, not like players. And
Armor class still the same?
armor classes are 11. They don't have armor.
Well, when you gave me, Snitherhead leather.
Right, they have it, but they're not currently wearing.
And AC 10 for hip.
But their stats went up at level 4. That's why they're 12s and their ACs went up by 1. Because they increased their dexterity.
What was the other one? Walter? No. If their dex went up by 1, what was the other stat that went?
They're con. Dex and con. Unfortunately, the con only went up to. Yeah, because they were, I believe they were halflings. They were halflings.
Hip was.
I don't remember. That's why I have you write the notes down, because I don't, keep track of all the guys. I throw it away afterwards.
I think Snither was a halfling.
I know one of them was a halfling.
Hip was a human.
Yeah. Human stats all start with 11. Because I give them +1. And then their dex, their dex went up and their con went up. So their dex gave them +1 AC, and the humans, their con went up +1, so they gained that extra hit point.
Okay. So I'm assuming that we are hiring her to take us?
Oh, so he's taking you.
No cost.
No.
We're paying her to go.
He's not charging you to go. No. What it is this is what it is. Do you want to go and she's got cargo. You're part of the cargo one.
Yeah.
No, she has no gold to offer you. All she has to offer is, look, if you want to go, I'll take you, and I'll bring you back.
And she's making her regular run.
Right, along the way. And that's how I got it written down. It says he thinks he's going to be doing along the way.
And Tony says, sure, he'll come hang out.
There you go. So yeah, tomorrow I'll teach him how to play. Because there's no need to make any food too. So if he wants to bring something, because it's only me and him.
Well, it's my turn, but I'm not going to be here tomorrow.
Right, like I said, there's no need to bring anything. There's only going to be me and him, unless he decides he wants to order a pizza or something from the pizza with the straight pizza, but that's beside the point. Thank you. I want to put your Boston cream in your robe. Well, I'll still put it away. I'm not going to touch it. I don't like Boston cream. It can wait. That's all a non-issue. Oh, I gotta go in there.
Mm-hmm.
And move on there. That phone gets that ring, and it comes up. Number 1. I think it's an 8. You can just say, yeah, you didn't want to miss it this time. He's in the bathroom. But that's what happened last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, see this? 612 show up? That's the one to say. Yeah. That's no problem. That's not the last time. So, while I'm waiting, so you like the idea of the defensive? Right.
I do. We need to have a little token.
Oh, well, I think, yeah. That's- Yeah, but there's a few of these. These are what we were using. These, anything, these are what we were using as a purpose. Anything to lay out and show the defenses. So these are different.
But yeah, I like that. And I like the logistics and tactics.
Yeah, I have no problem with it.
Hmm.
When I did it with Jared, he just liked the idea of it costing.
Because that's +1 defense for everything, right?
No, region,
Right. You put it in the region.
and it covers the, yeah,
Anything in the region,
has a defense.
you have to do one more point of damage to it.
Right. It's almost like
Everything.
Yeah. It
What
made it
unit,
hard.
everything.
It made it hard.
Well, it makes things.
Think of it when you attack, which is usually that's when you're getting it. So it's all the defenses out there. You know, the little crab.
The pillboxes,
Well, not so much
dragon teeth. Yeah,
basically, it's dragon teeth, defensive ditches that knock it down,
razor wire,
things like that, razor wire, things that,
Well, pillboxes too are part of it.
yeah, pillboxes do damage.
So,
No, we haven't gotten that far.
ooh.
Okay, I don't know if we're gonna come out of there. I thought it was just a minute thing. Looks like it's gonna be a 5-minute thing. Okay. Hey, that's okay, Liz. Thanks for being here. Thank you very, very, very much. Just get my watch hours. I need 4,000 according to the new rules of YouTube. Yeah. It used to be 1,000, but everybody got it too quick and made it 3,000, and everybody got there too quick. Now they made it 4,000. There's two. There's a 3,000 for one thing, but 4,000 for generic. This should get me to 2,000, if not close to it. So that's nice. But anyway, so she is aware of the best travel way, as she explained, and places to stop along the way.
Okay.
As she goes across, they're nondescript little blurbs of fishing sort that are always on guard because of. Well, what happened is, and these are things you could have learned any time, but it's general information. When the city went boom, one of their biggest things, and with their understanding and not so much alliance as friendly relations with Elentharia. Elentharia is this massive woodlands, and somewhere in there is the Elven Kingdom, High Elves. But between the two, they had warships that always covered this whole area and along bits and pieces of the other coast, with a crossover with Deshaun, which also helped. So they had all these pirates, and that were so rare. They ever found any, they would go after them. Half the forces are gone because of the big boom. That's why pirate activity is kicked up. They're doing everything they can because they know Aeronach is rebuilding. And it's just a matter of a half a dozen years, give or take a few, before they're back to full, and they will start wiping these. So they're taking advantage of this as quickly as they can.
Ron? Villain Dog. Piracy? Is it smuggling or?
No. He has no issue with it. Villadar is chaotic neutral.
Right.
His focus is basically water trade, in a nutshell. That's his biggest focus is water trade. Yeah, he can do that, but his whole focus is water trade. And those who worship him are pirates, buccaneers, swashbucklers, regular traders, he's neither evil or good. He's chaotic neutral. It's about power. So it doesn't matter for him. His biggest focus is buccaneers. Buccaneers are those, if you know history, are those who get paid by other nations to be the pirates for them.
Letters of mark.
Letters of marque. But that's what flows into the piracy because, yeah, some of these pirates, they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It doesn't matter. But he's chaotic neutral.
Okay. That's good enough. It is. Didn't know
His island and everything like that is like going to I forget the big pirate thing in history. Tortuga. His whole city is like a huge Tortuga.
So he does turn a blind eye to certain things. And
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The caveat to any of that is, some pirates, buccaneers, privateers, and all those, they will attack each other. But any who fly his standard know not to go against each other. Like any god being, if you are flying that to stay out of trouble, but you are not worshippers, he controls that sea. Cool. He will send his wrath onto you. 6-day trip, not overly uncomfortable, but not comfortable. 2 days out, you see a pod of killer whales.
Okay. I keep my staff of water breathing. Pot of killer whales, huh? Is that an unusual sight?
No.
Probably go over
They do come here, and then they work their way further north. This is really, again, it's D&D world. This is really much further south than real world killer whales would go, because you're more in the Alabama, Georgia type area. So it's really too warm for them. But it's D&D, and so,
It makes things part of it. Makes the story good.
yeah, it's part of the story. Basically, unless you do something to them, they go about their business.
Wave.
Yeah. Fish. Well. Buccaneers are good cooks and live on the beach.
Buccaneers,
there
Super Bowl
we go.
champions.
Ah!
I just kind of grab hold and kind of throw him over real quick. Fine lockpick. I grab that little bastard. You better go inside. I'm a 40. Like, yeah, all right then.
Yeah. Even on board ship, lost at the time.
Well, he's probably trying to find her staff, knowing him. Okay. There are stops, nothing odd about them. Basically, like you said, these places to stop along the way and just doing trade.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason why it's taken 6 days, just doing quick trade. Things that take just like half a dozen hours top to move stuff back and forth.
no, he was doing us a favor. He's giving us a ride.
Yeah. Basically simple folk and shepherds. Local taverns, if you want a very basic, he's not paying for that. So if you do any separate drinks, you pay for the separate.
You ask her what her thoughts are about them on the just while we're on the phone.
She doesn't think about it one way or the other.
Yeah,
You can. I've been waiting for that. You've got 6 days where you can be talking to him. You are doing you are doing a persuasion, but it's going to be her role versus yours. Oh.
Can we speak to her? We can, 'cause
Yeah, I'm going to make it easy because she has her crew that may or may not agree.
okay,
So she has advantage to your advantage. So we just go straight up.
okay. How about this? So, are we all gonna roll for this? No,
No, no,
no,
no.
no.
Either advantage or not. She has advantage to say basically in terms. She's going to try to say no because she doesn't really like the idea. But she has advantage because it's her crew saying, gee, do we really want to do this, Captain? And that kind of a thing.
And of course, you guys.
His gives you advantage, hers gives theirs advantage, so we'll just go with the one.
What is your persuasion? 5?
Yeah. She basically has her wisdom. She has two.
All right. Hold on a minute. Where did you go? Oh, that bit.
Pay attention, it is great. Okay. I think he's looking forward to
It did hit the floor. Floor. Did it go into your bag by any chance? That'd be back here.
ooh, you meanie. Vorpal's being mean. He said I killed a mind flayer once by having it starved to death. Oh, do we have dices losses?
Yeah. Yeah, my bag. Well, no, I step on it.
I'm gonna need my dice. Eventually, I need to.
Oh, I put them all in the okay.
I
Oh,
think it's
Because-
over here.
oh, because you're
Yeah, because I had to use the that. I'm going to try to see if I can super glue those and make it solid. But now you know how hard it are. You got to taste.
Ah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even with a dice bucket to roll in, he still throws his dice all over the place.
I didn't throw it. It just fell out of my hand.
Excuses.
How you throw it? All right. So, straight up.
Yeah. Unless you want to do advantage and I'll have advantage too. I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, lucky you, the dice I just dropped back in there was a 19.
Through the night. So what's your roll?
No, the one I dropped away.
Okay. So what's your roll?
Never mind.
What's your roll?
1.
No, yo.
What's your roll? 10? 5. Plus 5 is 10.
1 plus 2, 3.
He was wrong.
She loved the idea. Actually, in this case, I'm going to say she loves it, the idea, because she's been talking about the pirates, and you are explaining to her while others, as long as they all have the same
Yep.
standard, they want it's the ones
But
that
I throw in the warning about following.
Right. Part of that one is she becomes it's the one. She puts Villandar's standard just below hers.
Yep.
And you don't have it, but one of the things you'll have is the cheap ceramic ones that you would have these
Okay.
because they're cheap. They're like a copper. They're just a ceramic one. He has these and you distribute them to the crew.
What I'm gonna do, just so I can have a supply, you said there were copper each, I'm just gonna subtract 1 gold piece. So
Yeah.
I can have a half a dozen of these things on me.
If you want the nicer ones, then you have to go. You gotta get them.
Right.
Because they have the ceramic, which are only like a copper. But if you look in the handbook, there's also the wood ones. They're more expensive because they'll
Then
stay.
you have the silver one. Yeah.
I've never seen that. I've only
The
seen.
silvers are like $50.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know there's the real ones, then there's the wood ones which are in there cheaper, and then the ceramic ones don't exist island because they're ceramic.
Right. Yeah. But I just subtracted a gold so I can have a half a dozen of these things on me should I need to handle them.
So I'm kind of looking at you as like, as I can see clearly that she is over the moon about.
she is,
doing the-
absolutely.
I'm just looking at you like, impressive. Impressive.
With my 5.
If they had rolled higher, not only would she be impressed, he would have realized that she has the ability to also be a creature. But they didn't roll high enough for that. She's just totally enthralled about the whole idea.
So like a lot of captains on board ships, they should still be able to do certain things.
Okay. At any point in these trips, if you just say you want to spend a day just to not sleep on the boat, you'll hold off and you can get a room. Most of these little places only have 3 or 4 rooms. They don't get a lot of travelers, but they do have them because, coasters do coming up and down this way, and there are those who make. Most of the bars are for locals. That's where they make their money. They get the local brew or whatever it is. But if you just say, look, the boat's uncomfortable, because you're sleeping outside. There's no cots or anything. You sleep out, cramp.
I can deal with knowing it's only going to be 6 days or 6 nights.
For me, it doesn't matter.
Right.
For me, it doesn't matter. So, I mean, I sleep, but I don't.
You power down for 4 hours.
Okay, but yeah, I don't have to. It doesn't matter for me. So, if you guys would like to,
No, that's simply an option.
yep, you guys want to get a room,
Understand this too. You're in this bay. It's salt water. There is spray, and part of your upkeep, you are every single day you're doing everything you can to keep the rust off off of everything.
All right, so maybe we'll spend, if he is comfortable with spending.
Yes, he said if there's any time along the way, he is in no hurry. He's told you how long it will take to get there with the stops I have to do. Each stop is maybe half a dozen hours top before he heads out again. If you want to stop for a day and get off the boat, then we'll do that. Because her crew will be like, please, because they would like to get off at 2 and just sleep in a bed, have a nice ale. It's a morale thing.
I guess it has to halfway.
Yeah. So 3 days in, about the time everybody starts out, okay, good. And they have a nice night. None of them get drunk because she takes off super early in the morning. But they do have a nice full rest and some ale, and
he can get himself started.
yeah.
So he'll pull that C3 and go, oh, this one is that.
yeah. Okay. Day 6. And for your pay things, you pay for 1 day. It doesn't cover that cost. It's only while you're on boat. It doesn't. You want to stay. That you can't pay for that.
Is there anything in this little store that is interesting?
No. Like I said, all these little places along the way, they either do shepherding out in the field, or they're farmers, or they're fishermen.
Basically, I will, for the day, I'm just going to be speaking and talking to people about Dorndar, seeing their freaking, seeing if they're.
The preacher's daughter looks interesting.
I am the preacher.
He is the preacher. You don't have the time to really.
No, but just not a.
You just throw it out there, and they pretty much go, yeah, okay, whatever.
I'm looking.
You don't have the time to get any followers.
No,
or anything.
no, you're going in the wrong direction with it.
That's usually the direction you go.
That is usually the direction we go. This is more along the lines of, do I have any sympathetic type? I'm doing more insights than preaching.
No.
So,
You don't have the time. You can't really focus on anybody. Some are fishermen, farmers, shepherds.
right,
There's no traders. Villendar is the trade. There's nothing for you to encourage them to say, yeah, okay.
no, I'm not trying to convert.
No, they have no interest in Villendar
Okay.
at all.
Right, so, all right, so what? I'm trying to see if anybody's based out of it, or if they know of any pilot type that are based here.
No. No, that's why in the beginning she said this is the safe way to go. That was right from the get go. They don't
You're right.
come this way.
Sorry.
That's why it's taking so long. She's literally going down this way, then doing some island hopping to get to the other side to head north. That's why it would only take a couple of days to cut across.
Okay.
You gotta go round about.
Wow.
No, but that's after the fact.
Right.
That
On the way back,
on the way back, I have to remove those 6 days because on the way back is only going to take I think 2 days. It's just going to cut the time because now I still have the flight. Those are things I can't think about
right.
prior.
These 6 days are the
Right.
talking.
This is the talking with her, and at the end she goes, "Okay, that'll cut all the." But she does have this nice trade route, so I'll have to double check. You might keep with the 6 because she has preset up all this stuff.
Ah, okay.
She's using it, i.e., she's got extra protection and getting you to this interesting place. But like I said, at every stop, she's staying there for 4 to 6 hours, and she's doing this trade.
She'll just have stuff on board that she's
Yeah, and then these people need this. She knows what they need. She goes to this island and then goes over to the next island. She's done this run enough that she knows this one needs this one needs this one has what this one needs. And then when she gets to the Elven area, she does a big buy thing, and then that's her biggest cargo on the return trip.
Okay. But she has extra at the end. She gets when we get to the.
Yeah, but right now that is her run. That is her daily. Well, her every couple of weeks run. She's doing this
scheduled run.
Yeah, this big U. That's her money right now.
Fair.
Day 6, you arrive at Kinsmouth. Upon arrival, Gilda looks on as she's just watching as the boat pulls into a small dock. There's a rocky shore. You see fishing boats that are lined up. Some not flipped over to stop rain, and some are flipped over. Some are not. Some look like they've just been sitting there. Others are flipped over for use. Which is typical of those. You don't want to get all the water in there because then you have to do it the hard way to bail it out. So there's a lot of spray water from filling up the boats and others. Right off the get-go, you realize as a fish, this is very not normal. If they need fishing and it's their main livelihood,
those boats would all be flipped over.
They would all be flipped over to protect them. Which is odd because, as you know from over here, they well tend their boats and everything, or else they got problems. She ties up. You enter the village, and people are going about their business and ignoring you.
So no one's coming down to be sprayed.
This place is weird. She's obviously done trade, but most likely to go into the interior. So,
have you noticed any other adventurers around?
No. You guys stand out like. Well, I was trying to keep it to the water theme, but like the lighthouse in the fog.
We'll get a drink.
Yeah.
That was a long journey.
It was.
It was. You feel better because you did take the 3 days, and just so you know, I would have picked you with a level of exhaustion. It's not about you being. It's uncomfortable. And I've tried sleeping on planes. I'm talking about military cargo
I
planes.
can't sleep on a commercial plane, let
Yeah.
alone another.
So you get that
Yeah.
level. And a lot of people, when you do take these long trips, what do you feel if you had to take a 2-day flight? You have a level of exhaustion.
Sure.
So yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but if you did not take at least one halfway or anywhere along the way, except early, if you took it on the first two, because then you've got the rest of it. But you need to take at least 3 days or after of a day of regroup, or else it would have hit you with a level of exhaustion because it's just uncomfortable. Your good thing is, and I did roll the weather for each one. There was nothing. It was nice weather all the way. Some days were hotter than others, but there was never any crazy wind, no storms, no rain. All you got was, and you have this saltwater crustiness to you because there's always the seafood. Okay, and Gilda says, yeah, let's get a drink. Roll me a D20. Anybody, just a D20.
AD20.
If you all roll, I will take the highest.
Well,
Just because this isn't really vital as much as it's
I
just.
rolled a 6, so I definitely don't have it.
I rolled
Vorpal rolled a 17.
a 13.
Yeah, no. I rolled it.
So with Vorpal's 17. Oh, excuse me. Oh boy. Gilda, and this is her roll. That's what it is. You're rolling for her.
Okay.
But it's all of you like giving advantage, and you're again, I'm not critical role where you role play every tiny little detail. This is you guys walking along what's the village like, how are the people, what do you know about it? Which would be a common thing that you don't
Smells
have.
like fish.
No, it's just you're talking.
I know, that's what I said. My perception. Smells like fish.
No. It doesn't matter. It's all about the one roll, which is important because it's again you're talking about you're still talking about Villandar. But that doesn't make it because she rolled a 1. Her 3 still is higher than your 4. Okay, because that opposing rolls are the total die roll, not you critically failed. No, 1 + 2 = 3.
Yeah, my 10 versus.
Unless you're a Marine, then 1 + 2 = damn. I need to reload. But as you go on, she goes, seems to get worse than the last time I was there. The folk were more friendly, but now they are more kind of reclusive.
Right.
Like I told you, weird. Fish Dancing is the name of the local tavern.
Right.
It's a 4-room inn, and they have very basic, simple fare. This is a quote unquote small village, has like 103, 104 people. Did I even write it down? No, because I didn't care. It's not in the hundreds or thousands. It's a little over 100 people. When you enter, locals smile, nod, say little, but they do whisper among themselves.
towards the end of the day, correct, Ron?
I always have you arrive, anything that's a travel time, I have you arrive at the beginning of the day. Unless you stop along the way, I want to sit here for a couple hours, stuff like that. The second day is always like 8, 9 in the morning arrival. It has to do with the time.
All right, so
Yeah. It's not super early, but okay. Good night. Sleep well. Thanks for being here. One of them. It's 11 o'clock at night over there.
Ah. Is it 13 and 13 was it? Yeah, different. Everybody has from Florida.
No, it's literally 12. Their 11 is our 11. When we go, it's the other way. I know that my brother in Okinawa, they're on that same time frame.
I just can never remember weeks. Well, I know it's when we do it.
Summer is 12, winter is 13.
Okay. When did 13?
Yeah, that's all. 12 for summer, 13 for winter. Fall, winter.
Whatever. Thank you. Well, to the barkeep. Is there a couple of people here? And
You can roll a D10 plus 2, which would be the average amount.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Okay, there's 4 people currently here, this early number.
We didn't see any out in the bay.
No, you did not. You saw most of the ship right side up, being ignored, and a few that are upside down. But you literally didn't see any out there.
Morning. You busy today?
Yes.
You got for good morning drink.
The tavern, basic, half a dozen tables, bar with some stools, small kitchen area, stairs to the second floor, 4 rooms. Gilda went to the barkeep. Sorry, this is the next page over. The woman was more friendly, greeted Gilda. She's a known visitor merchant. PC should talk. Okay. He's like, this is Gilda. You're now overhearing Gilda. Sorry, I had to flip the page.
Fine.
Which is, the way it is. Because you go up there with her and you're listening to this conversation. She's asking why the people are even more odd than when she was there before. She says, she will tell you, folk have been getting more, quiet. Business barely goes on. I don't even know how much wool is ready for you. Don't forget, their main thing is wool. There's fishermen, but their main thing is wool. So odd. So odd. They don't really. There's fishermen. It's remember, it's a shepherding village. So you see out beyond, you see the rolling hills where it's been cleared, and there's sheep out there. Oh yeah, and there's this light that you see on it. And there,
Who's the Lord of the Castle?
nobody lives there.
Who maintains the light?
Good question.
Somebody's gonna maintain the light. Yeah.
The castle easily seen atop a hill overlooking Kinsmouth. It's a strategic location that allows it to act as an overlook like any castles. It's just there. You can look out into the bay and then look down at the town.
Mhm. Hmm.
I have to excuse me. I have to look because I wrote this a while ago. Oh. I did write that if there's a Noble PC, you can get a room,
At the castle?
but info is set for later. So there's somebody there. I'd have to flip the pages and find out who, but you will get that information. And when I flip the pages, if I start flipping, I'll forget where I am because ADHD will kick in and go, where the hell am I? So
I mean, you guys normally have.
this is tragic. I can no longer taste cherry and cherry. Tragic. It's tragic.
Do you know if there's been any visitors up to the castle as of lately?
I can double check that, but I do not believe so. If I have to backtrack out. So, yeah, the town is about you being in the town and how long you stay in the town and what you talk about and or observe while in the village. The village is the start.
So she said that the she doesn't know how much wool is ready.
What you catch out of this, again, you can read between lines. She has a trade set with these people.
Yep.
So she collects X amount of wool to get her cargo. And all the village you went to, that's important to all those other villages because then they use it for their clothing and everything like that. So it's her big money maker is the wool that she then sells to these other places along the way and does her back and forth trade. It just says it's not here like it has been literally 3 weeks ago. There's the store, but it's like the people just.
Before we walked in, you said we could see the hills and whatever else.
Yeah, you can see the hills and you can see the sheep houses. Yeah, they're up in the hills. Yeah.
Did they look like they had been?
This is literally an animal handling. It's understanding the animal.
Nine.
You can't really, yeah, you can't really tell.
Was it I was trying to see if
Warple's like, damn bureaucracy. Yeah, well, it's the
trying to
role
see
play
if
aspect.
the sheep had been shaved, like if they had torn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have no idea. I mean, there's sheep out there. Ron?
Let's take a peek. For
Yeah.
peek and grin.
Sheep and grin.
You said animal handling, huh?
Right. Animal handling is about knowing the animals and a realization.
11.
No,
7 plus 4.
mind you, you're in the village looking up at the hills.
Yeah.
So it's actually harder.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing things from your distance. You're seeing sheep maybe this big in reality. You're like,
Well, I mean,
I'm glad my son's here, but I'm sorry he can't do it for a fight. But you got to be here. It's important,
it's important.
especially when you learn that we'll be playing some cards tomorrow.
I mean, clearly we can tell that it's odd. And then we saw the boat.
It is.
It doesn't have.
It said nobody lives in the castle.
No, I don't remember.
Oh.
I had a notation that if there's a Noble PC to get free room, like they can do, and you go up to the castle, I did have a note saying that, yes, you can get a room, but the information is set for later. As I flip the pages, there's information there. It is designed that you start in the village. again, if you go right up there without learning anything, trash next adventure.
Who else is in the? Look around the bar.
There's 4 other people currently.
Yep.
The D 10 plus 2, he rolled pretty crappy. Which makes sense because it is like, maybe 9:30 in the morning.
Well, looking around, are any of the 4 in the bar paying particular attention to us?
All of them.
All of them.
Inside,
They're trying not to, but
inside check, are they on the observation of us? Is it more curiosity or is it more intelligence gathering? You know what I'm saying, Ron?
if you knuckleheads get a room in the inn, a black traveler's carriage is going to pick you up at midnight. They're whispering. Yeah, I literally have it that they are whispering to each other.
Well, my insight is 26. Is it more intelligence gathering or just basic curiosity? Is it?
You're curious. You're something new. You don't belong here. They've seen Gilda enough times where they kind of look at her and go about their business, but they are looking at you as the strangers you are.
So it's not clandestine. It's more.
It's more, that kind of a thing.
Well,
but they are whispering in there.
5 mugs of beer, please, delivered to the table,
He'll do it.
and I'll come over and join them. Can I buy you a drink, fellas?
I just walk over and I lean against the table and I just stare at him.
James started to sip uncomfortably.
What's up? How you guys doing today? Like to roll an intimidation check.
Okay.
17, what? 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 23.
Wait, what do you want? You don't belong here. What do you want? Literally about the whispering, but you just totally. What? Go ahead, son. Take your nap. I don't know when they're going to go kill something.
We're trying to get there.
I know, but you got to get there first.
We're trying to get there.
So what's going on?
What's up, gentlemen?
Fishermen?
These are actually fishermen, yeah.
What do you know that we don't know? I smile.
What's that there, boy? Oh, do you know how to fish?
Do we look like we are fishermen?
Then I know more than you do about fishing.
Excellent.
Sure do.
Can you answer me why you're not out in the bay fishing?
Too early.
Ah, too early. Too early to go fishing, you say?
Yes.
I don't need to know how to fish, but I know what time fishing.
Fishermen usually go out before the dawn.
You're not fishermen.
You are absolutely right.
So
Clearly, you're not fishermen either.
we're fishermen.
You were fishermen?
We're fishermen. We fish.
You fish men?
You're strange.
No. So are you.
You're sitting in a bar when you should be out making money.
Do you know when the mackerel run? We do. Why go out if they're not running yet?
Some fish swim instead of run.
Like I said, you guys ain't fishermen. You know when the blues run?
Right after the rest.
Yeah, you're not fishermen.
What's all the quiet talk over here?
If we wanted you to know, we would have talked louder.
Well, you talk loud enough for us to hear you whisper, so.
Okay, so you heard us whisper, which means we didn't want you to know. Private conversation.
Uh-huh. You know who lives up in that castle up there?
I'm one of the pages, I'll tell you. So they won't hide it. I just don't remember because I wrote it long ago.
What,
Well, I'm heading home right now.
you are?
Yes.
You,
We're
you had,
done here. Goodbye.
rolling in tight, see
I'm
if he's actually
going-
heading home.
Home.
Very well.
You guys are on separate tables. There are 4. 2 tables of 2.
Oh,
So you're having different conversations with the different groups.
oh, we didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I said you rolled 4, 2 groups of 2.
Oh, I didn't, no, I
I
didn't.
literally said that.
Okay, I think we missed that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
thought,
did-
I thought we were talking to the same.
No, I
Okay.
said this is how many there are. You have 2 groups of 2. You have 4 people here. There
Oh, okay.
have these 2
So
and 2.
his group is going home.
So his group is going.
Okay.
If you have a decent character, I'd like to, maybe take some steps.
He sells it every day. Here,
Okay.
fried, barbecued. You know, they don't have a boiler. Powder, mutton.
Mutton, yeah.
Those that have gone past their prime, they become mutton.
So that's not fishing. But mutton comes up sometimes. Okay. What? What's there to do here for fun?
We work.
For fun?
We work
No,
every day.
no days off?
Not unless it's a holiday. There aren't many. You may be so rich that you can go have fun in the sun, but we got to go out every single day, or they got to go up there every single day. There is no, let's take a day off. Even days off are you got to do things in the morning first before you can enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Think of any farmer. They don't have days off ever. They will take shorter days, but there's never really a day off for people. The only ones who would get a day off are those where the businesses and the things and stuff are slow and they're still open, but they'll be relaxing.
I'm gonna go back to the 2 guys that I am over here with.
Okay.
Listen, maybe we got off on the wrong foot. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot.
I have to figure this out.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to figure this out too.
I literally just handed it to you, but you always choose the wrong roll.
Or I haven't seen it. You say that, and I still don't know exactly what you've done or what you said that. So you guys done?
Shoot.
What?
Hit the wrong thing. I'm trying to learn how to pin, and I accidentally removed everything that was said, and I didn't want to do that. There we go. Pin. Yeah, I don't know how to do this stuff. I mean, I accidentally removed the that. It's okay. Go to bed.
You guys
You
done?
won't.
You guys done fishing for the day? Have you gone fishing today? Since you know more about fishing than we know,
We just told you not until they start running.
okay. You expecting that today?
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Hmm.
Okay, good. I put the messaging back. I just wanted to change the pin. Like I said, I'm not tech savvy.
Bison. Yeah. Want to fishing?
I'd like to learn.
Have fun.
Oh, we want to go with you.
Okay. You want to go?
Yeah, go fishing.
Okay, go.
We always do this to him.
Yeah.
They take you on the boat. They take you out about a mile, and they sink the boat.
I think you have a lot of breathing.
I they sink the boat.
He doesn't.
I don't have to breathe.
So they sink the boat and they kill themselves.
They sink the boat.
Okay.
So what he dies.
No, he doesn't go.
Okay. Me and you have a long trek back underwater.
They purposely sink the boat, and as it sinks, they're looking at you and they laugh, and their gills flare up and they swim away.
All right. Well, walk back to shore. Yep. There's a mile.
A mile takes hours to walk it back to shore. Only a mile here.
So while we're walking, like, well, not sure if that was good or bad. It was definitely weird. Why do you think they sunk their boat? Talking to you.
No, you get it back to shore. I do everything on purpose to get back to shore. You go, you can't talk underwater. You get back to shore, you take it all off. And there's two guys there, and you go, why did they sink the boat? And they just look and you go, because they don't care. These are the two guys who the perception would have said they're trying to get you to come with them.
Why didn't they care?
You didn't notice, then you guys are dumber than we think you are.
Isn't our normal purview if we didn't even notice.
Well, unless they drown, they probably swam away. And if you didn't notice that, you guys are dumb.
Well, we noticed they swam away.
We definitely.
Dumb. They didn't care. You're gonna die. We know that. Don't you?
No,
You're
it's
gonna die.
not.
No, this is them. This is
Right.
them.
Not that. Why did they sink the perfectly good boat just to kill us?
They didn't care. Duh, kill you. Duh.
I feel like
Vorpal, same.
Interpol wouldn't have fixed it.
Your persuasion or intimidation 12 plus. We got those willing to talk, but only in secret. you let them walk away, and you kept giving me the wrong. I'm going to try this. I was just waiting for the inside. They literally stopped at the door and you were kind of doing like this, but no, you're paying
Yeah, so
attention.
you never,
No.
they said they were going home. Like, all right.
Yeah, to be able to talk to you in private. They watch you go out there. They're like, okay, I don't know if they'll come back. They're adventurous, maybe.
Right. Oh,
And what these two are doing is they're getting their boat ready to go out. They're still.
I'm all set learning how to fish again. I don't know about you.
so what can you tell us?
They did tell you. They did hear what happened in Aeronaut. This part of the conversation. Quite concerning as we still wolf with you who come here, but now a part of this is they're still not getting the large ship that would come here. Basically, Gilda is taking advantage of this. About the same time, as far as can be determined with what information we can figure out. And they're doing this while getting ready to go fishing. Okay? And you can tell with the free insight that this is make work. They're trying to act busy while you are pretending to kind of watch what they are doing. The strangeness started at that time frame and continues. There's a man here, stranger, not a merchant. He took up the abandoned church. Says his name is Henry Anthony Wilcox.
Anthony Wilcox.
He has that neurotic and excited aspect to him.
He took over abandoned church.
Right, they have this abandoned church, and he took it over.
Who was the church for before?
I have to flip my pages if you got it. It was the god of the sea. Get his name top of my head. Hydro, I believe. Because most of my names have to do with the actual, just a play on words. Like Aurora is the goddess of the heart of love and marriage and everything. And if I remember correctly, Hydro is the chaotic neutral god of the oceans and the seas and things like that. Your own background. Don't forget one of the things that Villandar did, and one of the things that pissed off Hydro, is that they gave Villandar seas and rivers.
For his thing, and I'm rivers and springs.
Right, but part of that was they gave him seas. Hydro's domain. So you have this abandoned church of Hydro. He's now regulated to the ocean. He may know more. He is investigating, so he says. And no one will go near him. Some of us have curiosity. Oh, church was of Hydro. Read down.
Okay. What about the temple?
Again, don't know yet. They'll tell you, but you're going to get that information anyway. As I said, I don't want. The idea was here, you learn about this, to go to here, to go to there. These priests came in and they took over the church. Or this guy came over and took over the church. Because the priest and his two acolytes just vanished one day. Gone as if never there. The church like it has been abandoned for a few years, not just, sorry, the church has been abandoned for a few years, not just a month or so. Sorry about that. Actually more years because of that, but
All right.
understand they don't really know Urillendar and they're not interested in if you start preaching. You can tell that from the ones you did talk to. They got other concerns than you sitting there preaching to them.
So is it Henry Anthony Wilcox, when you interact with him, what's he like?
Where was Henry Anthony Wilcox? Where did you meet him?
Didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Second. Sorry, that was Walter. God, sorry, that was Walter. I get my name confused sometimes. It was killed me on the Friday one.
They did.
No.
Henry Walton was a missing person.
Right. He's the one who went to the
Henry Walton?
Henry Anthony Wilcox. Name is that.
Right. Yeah, but Henry Walton is not the person.
Henry Anthony Wilcox.
Yeah, we didn't
come across him.
come across him.
No, that's the name you got. I think I might have given you the wrong name. You had a missing person?
Yep.
Henry Walton, and Lisa Walton was his wife.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with this.
Henry was
And Anthony Wilcox is the guy at the church. They said they did some
Jackie
investigation. The name of the guy who went to the church is Henry Anthony Wilcox.
Right, so the missing person was a different name that we did,
Yeah.
but that's him.
No. The missing persons are still the missing persons you got. They did some investigation. They talked to this guy who went to the church. So the priest vanished, but this guy came. Remember, they just told this guy came to the church.
Right.
This is that guy's name.
Right.
They got his name.
Right.
The guy at the church is Henry.
You're
Anthony
looking at it
Wilcox.
like, where did you hear this?
We haven't heard.
Yes. No. That's part of the conversation with these guys because I have to read how it is. That's the guy who went into the church. Their investigation, they tried
That's
to
fine.
talk to this guy.
That's
That
what-
is the guy who's in the church right now. Henry Anthony Wilcox is the guy in the church. Okay. Yeah. He took up the abandoned church. It says his name is Henry Anthony Wilcox. I.e., that's where you heard the name before. They just told you.
Okay. Right. How was he to deal with?
He's a bit of a recluse. We don't really get much from him. We're just curious, but
How far away is the church from here?
it's in the village.
Okay.
You're talking a block down the road.
Does he also seem weird?
Yeah,
Like the two folks that like to swim.
they can't really explain it. They're not adventurers. They're common people. They have not turned into the strangeness of the people of the village. They are still quote unquote normal. They can't explain it. They can't. They have no way of knowing. They just things are odd in this village.
So he took over the church a few months ago.
Yeah, he just kind of went in there.
Is that when things started going weird here?
You have to put that together as player characters.
Oh,
They are commoners, okay. As most commoners, they don't put 1 and 1 together to get 2. They put 1 and 1 together and they might get 3.
all right.
They're like, things are weird here. there's people up there. I don't know who the light came on. This guy came into this place. He's odd. He's a bit of a recluse. They don't put it together. The closest they put together is things started getting weird when Aeronaut went boom.
And when they're basically, we've pretty much got as much as I think we can get from these guys.
Yeah, they're just fishermen.
Once they go out into the water,
And they weren't lying. Fishermen do go out in the morning, but there are certain seasons when fish run, and that's when they go out, when they know they're going to start running to come through here.
you can go see Gilbert.
The fun part about that, what I did have with the fishermen is for you to go, but fishermen this, but fishermen that, but fishermen this. Not knowing that you're not fishermen, and some do go out depending upon when things run.
So once they head out, go see Gilbert. He's probably the most objective.
They head out, you see Gilda, she's the merchant. She doesn't know quat.
I just said we head over to research and find anything.
Yeah, you're again a DM to kind of push it along. You start barking up the wrong tree. Gilda is just a merchant. She said things are weird here. That's all she knows. You can go, what about? She's like, I don't freaking know. I come, I collect the wool, I leave. That's what I do.
So let's go to the church.
Check out this too.
You go into the church, and you see that it has been turned into a laboratory.
There's a brain over in a jar
On a chair,
labeled AB normal.
at a desk, is back to the PCs as they enter. A person sits. He does not acknowledge the players.
Doesn't acknowledge it.
No, he's just sitting at his desk back to you.
Approach. Look over the shoulder.
He's just sitting there looking at unknown notations of paperwork.
The time to get in close to here.
What are you looking at? And he died of a heart attack.
Come on.
You got something to stop that?
Yeah.
No.
Literally. And you'll see your tick.
My tip? No. I have to revivify the guy.
Okay.
Hello?
Really?
Hello?
Oh, that's good. He cast Revivify early enough, or
Hello?
spare the dying. You have to go around the circle because he makes them. You have to go around. Literally, his back is to you, and you go around the side. Mark it out. You'll get it back because I don't know when it's gonna go up. It's just the point. You're like, oh yeah. That was funny. I loved it. I did. I loved it. I'm like, really?
Spare the dying would work.
Like any heart attack, if you get to the person
In time.
quick enough, you can, i.e., bring them back.
So yeah. Spare the dying.
So spare the dying, like, he goes like this, and you do spare the dying because he kind of slumps over like, oh my God. You're like, do, but it's spare the dying, which works.
Does he have white hair?
Is he old?
Let me,
Okay.
because I don't remember.
Okay.
I have to page flip.
Sure.
You can do a Arcana check.
Go for it.
17.
Okay. You realize the cloak he is wearing is Cloak of the Manta Ray. You just happen to recognize this cloak by its, because the way they are designed, they have that flare and they look like that. They have a little, they look like this. You go, wait a minute, that I've heard of, or maybe you've already seen it. Cloak of the Manta Ray. He is wearing it. looking at him. He was so sickly working. There's actually a con save of DC 16 plus or need to run out and bark.
16 bucks.
Oh, okay. Revivify ain't gonna help. Save it all. Because again, I gotta flip.
Spare the dying.
Yeah, there's always something. Again, excuse me because I have to flip and I don't know. So a little backtrack and you'll see why. You look at him. He looks like a thick, sticky, yet liquid thing.
Okay, so I don't get them.
And it talks,
Right.
which is why I'll go up. You know, Warren is dead. All is dead. All is clean. And okay, I can't keep the whole way. That's the it is you are talking to a goo, a blob, but it is sickly, it is putrid. Sentry waiting is awoke. It calls. Yeah, it called. And he goes, ah. The priest, he does it like, oh, as if in pain, as this gooey goo goo. The priest, his acolyte, see them. He is there at the podium now. His tome assistant at his side points to a dusty podium. Nothing is there.
So it seems to be waiting for it to grow.
Let me see. 'Cause okay. When he points like this, you notice his hands are webbed. There's a stickiness. Seeps into everything. It's just, his goo and everything is seeping into everything. Everyone must drink.
Drink what?
His mind isn't there. It's like he's rambling.
Almost.
Are you sure? If your sister was here, she'd drink. Even the belief, the larger than normal produce a boon. No, it's incoherent, but it's all there. A curse, all is rough, all is dead. The light. Throw me a D4. Everybody.
Oh, everybody.
Yeah. If you roll the same number, re-roll.
4, 3,
Okay.
Alright.
You see a pool of watery goo. What you see?
At the podium.
No, as you're talking, you see, he sees a pool of watery goo.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I with a 3.
I got one.
The 3, you see what already is. You don't see anything new.
And 1.
He sees a young academic. As he's looking, he sees this young academic person.
That's the table.
Yeah, that's what he sees when he's looking.
Person's talking. That's what he sees.
When he yells out, no, 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 the lights, it's like your perception changes from this sickly, ill, goo. Yours turns into just a watery goo, but he sees a young academic and he literally sees what's there.
Big pile of goo right there. So,
And as you walk on,
he's getting there.
no, I'm saying as stated,
Yeah.
from what you first saw. 'Cause this perception you saw is like 3/4, around 6 seconds if you must need that. And as he melts into a puddle, gurgling all the while, and it moves. It should not move. And it drips between the floorboard like water, though thick water, more like all that, and it just drips and just goes right through the floorboard. All the clothing remains, but only the cloak is still pristine. And everything is suddenly just
All right. That's odd. Weird. Debris aspect.
everything.
Goes to the podium. Yep.
Nothing. It's like he was saying what he saw. It is just the podium. It's kind of dusty now. He has this lab. It's all scientific lab. There's no posters or anything. It's like he was doing some sort of research, and the safe place seems to be this church. It can work out that way.
Okay. Is there any stairs going down?
No,
Any other room?
no, you just got this single room.
And no bait.
No, he just seemed to strip through. The two,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't really go out far. They've been trying to keep an eye on you. They went up, then they came back. They are your contacts. They are the NPCs to push you along as needed.
Is it like alchemist tools in there?
Scientific.
Scientific tools.
Right. It's he's got beakers and stuff, but it's like the trying to think, but you know the magnifying glasses and
Okay.
according to them, and now they didn't see everything that happened. They came in after and went, oh, he's not here. And you can tell that they tried to sneak in. They tell you something landed in the small valley to the north. You cannot see it unless you go up onto the hill. One will tell you, I went there, it is wrong, all wrong. The old church, forlorn and alone, just sit. The church, there's another, it's out there.
There's another church out there.
Yeah.
Do they know who?
The church family, they have spoken with them stories so unbelievable. Tell you the truth, I don't know if they have to go to the church. These guys are sitting with you. They are, like I said, they are the linchpin. And they're not the only ones. There are others, but these are the ones that you did. Had you stayed in the village and done the same thing, there are those, like I said, most are a problem, but there are still normal people. Like you said, there's some wool, it's ready to go, but not as much. So there are still those who are not, quote unquote, affected by whatever the hell is going on. These Wallensteins, they always say, let's do the time warp again. odd. Are they involved? They can't connect. The oddity being separate yet does affect all. Why the changes? Why the death? Not all have changed. Okay, the goo that was Henry, and this is where I have to flip pages. The goo that was Henry dribbled into the church cellar.
So there's a fella.
Yeah, like I said, let me flip. I will backtrack anything because I wrote this so long ago. I don't know. My mind doesn't have all the details. Like I said, I will backtrack anything. Oh, your quick look. This is why, because the door to the steps to the cellar is a secret door. So your quick look, you just didn't see it. It is a quote unquote take 10. It is not a secret door in the vein that you're used to where it's really hidden. It's more like this guy came here and he closed off the door to the cellar and just threw some planking above it. Your quick look around, you just didn't see it. But when you do look, it's literally considered a concealed door versus a secret door. So yeah, it's like I said, take 10, you look around, it's a 5+, and you realize, oh, this panel was just thrown up there, and you move it, and that's where you see the stairs that go down into them.
Oh, all right. So we got down in the
Yeah.
You can find some drippy goo that came down here.
Steps to the cellar, used for general store, all old, rot, except a decanter, which look, it's dusty, but it doesn't look like it has any rust or anything on it. When you do check it later, it's a fantastic thing to have because it's called the decanter of endless water. You don't have to lug around X amount of water all the time from now on because this canter, you every single day, everybody can drink and it'll refill. Yeah. It's a great thing to have if you go out into the desert. You always have this water. If you're out on the ship and they run out of water, hey, I've got a decanter. It's a great camping tool, if you will. Okay. All right, Jared. Okay. Here we go.
Now, what's down here?
Goo. Him. Turn. All right. You guys are out here.
Coming down the stairs.
Stairs end here, and it goes into the cellar.
Right.
This would be out there, but this would be when you first step in and you just do a look. Okay. Yes, there was role play here. You needed to investigate, and there's information. I.e., if you go on step to the castle, that's what the castle and probably or you would have to do it the hard way.
Isn't
that the other way?
Isn't that how we always do it? We always seem to run the hard way. We either do no, this group is either A, we rush in and have no idea what we're getting involved with, so we're underprepared.
I'm not going to do all the walls. This is just to represent that it is the basement, and there's
Or
no.
B, we go straight to the BBEG, kill the
There's no way.
BBEG, and then we mop up the rest.
Yeah.
Instead of being weakened and then going to the BBEG.
Yeah.
How the flying.
Actually, that is that's a dice, a slime cube dice jail, is what it actually is. But why should I use it for a dice jail? Because according thing, you get your dice and you put it in jail. Okay. Do.
I grabbed lockpick.
Sorry, it didn't go straight to fighting for you,
I
Jerry.
grabbed lockpick and I threw him in the gel.
Yeah.
There.
Initiative.
Initiative, Jared.
Oh, initiative.
Yeah, this thing moved.
Right, it is that's right.
Minus.
-1.
Oh wait, actually, is it straight up? Did he change it? Did you change his deck?
Yeah, that was hurting him. And the only reason I did that wasn't because I wanted him to be better with the deck as a straight up fighter, but because he keeps using his bow.
Yeah, and so if that's
So
an
it's
idiot,
like, yeah, it's like, I just can't seem to angle this thing right. So the bow.
right, so I got 16.
Okay, just a second. Let me get this one. Okay. I'm crappy as always.
I don't know if you're as crappy as yourself.
Oh,
You just dropped
I believe I am.
green piece of paper over there or something.
You need a piece of paper?
No, you dropped a green piece of paper or something.
Uh-oh, I had a mark. Oh, well. These were for something. They're bookmarks for creatures I would have needed. I guess that's the last one. But luckily for me, I always write them down. Who's bang, 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 page 282. Bing. We can mark down here the hit point. With only the 3 of you here, I'm gonna go with it. Average. This has the max I usually do because of the damage curve you guys do anyway. I will add the extra if I see the damage curve is high. I'll just put that down. He has X amount of healing if I need to. Again, based on the damage. So I have a set hit point with the temporaries if I feel I need to use them because you are down 1 player.
Dookie.
Again, if it's a case of a DM call,
Oh, can I roll that?
just a second. I'm just okay. Hold it. You rolled 60.
18.
All right. 19.
I rolled a 9 minus.
Okay.
And you see this, it's starting to blob. So you can see the eyes and they're gurgling and spewing, and you don't know what it's saying. It's speaking, but you don't know what. You're up front.
Right. Well, I'm gonna hit it with the bow now because I don't want to get up close to that thing. Please, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back there.
Right. Well, he's got the stairs are coming up. He's got a angle to shoot.
Oh, it was 15.
Okay. 16 plus.
With a dex of -2, I just think the armor class is gonna be.
True.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crappy.
Second attack.
Yeah, with a bow you can't with a crossbow. What makes a crossbow nice if you have 2 attacks is you attack once, the second attack is a reload, so you're ready for next round instead of the other. It's nice. That's what makes that nice.
All right, well, I didn't. This dice for the
Um,
right.
You get the number
Is it longbow or short bow?
right here. Short bows, but they do D8.
So that
Really? Short bows normally do D6.
I think they just made them arrows now. Double check,
So,
because when I looked it up, it was D8. So double check it just to be sure. Because I might have, looked down.
I can never figure out which this is, right?
That's the 8, the other one's the 6, but he's double checking the damage curve just to be sure. And while you do that, I'm gonna run over there.
Short bow is D6.
Okay, so let's get a longbow before I changed it. No. I gave him different because he had a crossbow before and he doesn't like the crossbow, so I had the D8 stuck on there. So when I upgrade, if I don't change anything, it'll.
Yep, so it's a D6. Yep. So you were right, it's a square one.
All right. Great. I don't think I get any plus, but now.
No, it would be dexterity the way it is.
And I'm gonna roll again. Got a 12.
That's gonna hit, so
5.
total.
Yeah, 5 total.
You did 5 total with 2 arrows, but
How much one it? Just like finally hit something.
yeah, twice even.
Oh,
Why not?
I remember that. Is that? Okay, he did 5.
Yep. Yeah, so I believe a 15 should hit.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's undead, correct?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
18 lightning damage. Use my shadow touches the thing, and I step back so I can exchange places with, so he can step up and do his thing. Did it seem to do damage, or did it seem to?
It did what a blob would do with our
All right, my turn.
jelly blob.
It's right up here.
It is large. It does take up.
19 will hit. He's gonna hit for my rapid head.
Yep. I'm giving good hit.
13 points piercing.
Good head.
That's a nat 20 for my scimitar. So 21 points on that one. And 14 will hit. 8, 12, 14, 15, 17 points of piercing.
Okay. Give me a second. I got still stuff up. Do me a favor, roll the D10 because I'm reading.
8.
You take 8 points of necrotic.
Yeah, but
Okay. When you smashed into it, there's like a redness drop through it, through your weapon, into your hand and arm, and seemed to draw out blood and suck it in.
don't do that. The hell was that?
And then the pseudopod whipped out like a whip. Right, the snap. 19?
Nope.
23.
Hey, what happened? Besides Ron having a fat bill?
My fat pill and my roll, but not enough.
Take Sharon's turn.
Around.
Yay! All right.
All right, we're still gonna hit the 0 again. 12.
Yeah.
Wait. We got 5. Roll a 5. I think I missed that one.
5 plus 3 for the proficient. 5 plus
Yeah.
3 for the proficient.
Super easy. Yeah. Hit with an 8.
Okay, 8 damage.
Total.
Yep.
Gee.
Let's do my grasp again. 2 plus 7 is 9.
Super easy to hit. Big blob.
16 lightning.
Hey. Oh, you say the thing's it's already disassembling and goo is all over the floor. It seems to be melting in on upon itself from the damage.
Might see my little flying stuff and head cruise on over there with a nat 20.
Did your assassin's head pass hit? I don't see. Regular hit point?
You did not give it any hit points.
Okay, it's because it's not a living
Yep.
thing. It's just a skull.
You have filled it before. I want to say
I think I've
I think you gave it 1 hit point is what I think you did.
that's probably why. Okay.
Because I know that you filled it, but you said it comes back.
Okay. Last round when you hit, it's off the ground. It's not available this round. It only comes back to this one.
Okay.
And you saw the same thing because you're focused on it. When it got in there, it changes. Boom.
No, that's your first hit.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's all. This becomes your first hit.
okay, so that's gonna be
Ron won't take it away from me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
let's say 25 points of damage. And 3 plus 10, 9 hit points. 9 to hit. Does that still hit?
You hit more goo.
Hit more goo.
Yeah. What you did when you hit this thing with the first hit, and your second hit is just flowing through. You literally go in and it splatters all over the place. You can roll your D10 damage if you so desire. That's what it does. Okay. You smack it. You drop it to 0. You hit. It kind of reforms a bit. Your second hit, smacks it. Drop it to 0.
reform.
Reforms, but very little. Reforms of 5.
Okay. Jared.
I'm gonna give it an attack
No.
of opportunity.
No, this might go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it an attack of opportunity, and I'm gonna back up.
Totally misses.
Hit point.
Oh, it does move.
All right. So it goes to Jared being first.
All right, I'm gonna.
Well, is it going to attack?
I did. I tried to attack you.
No,
Oh,
that was
sorry.
an attack of opportunity.
Sorry about that. There was an opportunity attack. Odds, evens.
Lands on its side.
No, odds, you, evens, Jared. I rolled a d20.
20.
You know,
Ow.
the
That was just to see who I hit. And I rolled a 1.
Love it.
Oh,
That's
that's me.
that's you in a nutshell.
That's me in a nutshell.
okay, so he missed me.
You know, well, it doesn't. There's
It can't do
anything
anything.
because it's just goo. It's just flailing all over the place and hits the wall and splatters and nothing.
You first.
All right, well, he's getting close now, so I'm gonna switch to the war.
Yeah.
I got a 12.
Yeah, he's absolutely 100% hit.
Oh, wait,
D8 plus 8.
so 13,
Yeah, he has 5 hit points.
that's 15. That's gonna hit. Another 13.
Okay, just roll me 1d10 because the first will drop it and it sucks and yeah.
No, you didn't. D10 over there.
From
Yeah. Yep.
9.
Okay, those 2 hits, however. You took 6 points of necrotic.
And I'm gonna shock it. And you want me to roll damage or?
Yeah, there's a damage thing here. You have to do it total damage. It can only re-heal the shocking damage. You see there's burn.
17
It's like smoking. You burnt this thing.
17. Lightning.
Okay. I'm not gonna worry about this last 5 hit points. You just hit again with shocking. The shocking grasp when you hit oh boy. You said Warple knows that's a dice deal. Yes, it is, but it's good for what I'm using for. The shocking damage you do when you hit it, you can see it burns it, it shocks it, it breaks it apart. And like anything that shocks, there's these just burnt, crispy parts. They don't smoke away, they're just like, yeah. If I burnt Jello, it's this black stuff. And every time you hit it with shocking, it stays. So it will not be able to, it only heals up to its point minus electricity damage or cold, but you're doing both of those. So you do all that, but every time it hits somebody, it absorbs the damage. That's what it heals. They take necrotic, it heals that amount until you take it down. So I can go back and forth, but I'm only down to like the last 6 hit points. So I'm not going to drag it on for one more hit.
Yay.
All right.
And it is this burnt. It's like you've got burnt Jello.
Mm-hmm. Jello, brand jelly.
Just take my scimitar and stir it up a little bit and flick it around. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's pretty gross.
Yeah.
All right.
So pull out the decanter. All right, so. Fixed up with this particular church.
Yeah. Now, what it is, you learned that here's a stranger that came here.
Yep.
Something happened, and you got turned into this ooze.
Strange, and then something that landed up in the hill. Up in the hill. Now,
Yeah, something to do with the church or something. They say it landed.
that dealt with this church or the other church?
The one you go up on top of the hill and you can look down.
And there's a church down there too.
So look, PCs can go to Castle Hill, which is his name. No one stopped you. The castle is at the tip. There's plenty of places for you to walk around and not go to the actual castle. Around the hills valley, but it is not right. Easy to see, just empty foliage. You do see some things trying hard to hang on to life. They slow losing, animals and stuff. If you're looking down there, and it's like devastation. Sitting in the center, around a total circular clearing, a simple country church. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. It's one of those family churches where pastors and family also reside within. Like, where did I get this family thing? You reckon? If that church across the street just had a separate area where the family lived, it's one of those. It looks like one of those churches that they live there at the same time.
Okay.
Perception?
Houses?
No, this is you. This is you actually looking.
17 plus 5?
This is 17. Jared, come on, you.
All right.
I know you got your fight in, but I'm sorry, that's just the way it goes.
12.
I don't think he has a good perception.
I don't get it. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So you're the only one. Jared looking for something. More to kill. More to kill. More to kill.
Yeah.
And you're like, what was that goo? What was that goo?
Yep.
You see in the distance the greenery, the living
Yep.
trees, and for the but at a distance, it's the trees that you're looking at. They sway to the wind. There's no wind.
No.
Like any
There's no
tree,
wind where I'm at. But there's
they're swaying.
but it's still there.
There's no wind. You're on a hill where there would be wind.
And I'm still like,
So either there's no wind, either it's magically no wind here, or they're swaying as if to the wind, but they're just
Swaying to the music.
So they're either swaying, they're either moving with no wind down there, or there's wind down there and there's nothing up here.
Corporal goes, I can't detect thoughts on Ronnie because he's evil. I took psychic damage. Yes, you did.
He took psychotic damage.
That makes more sense. Psychotic.
Okay.
And you can see even where you are because you can walk around, but you get to a part where you look down into this valley area that they mentioned. It landed there. They don't know what it was. It landed there, and there's a church under it. It wasn't there before. So there's this church smack in the middle.
It wasn't there before.
That's what they said. It landed.
the church literally landed.
Yeah, they're like, it landed there.
Oh, I thought it was a critter that
Well,
landed.
I thought that
No.
was a thing that landed. I didn't realize it was
Yeah,
a church
they're,
that
they're
landed.
saying it landed there. It's just like a spaceship. It landed.
Well, that's a little different.
And then you look at this complete circle around it, totally burnt. And there's this little family church that has the main church and then the off-way living area.
Can I tell from here if there are any symbols that would identify?
You're too far. You're up on a hill and you're looking down into this valley. The only thing you can see is this little winding trail that goes
To it.
to it. I mean, I don't even remember if there's anything in. I don't even remember about the castle. Like I said, when we get to the castle. But right now, you learned about this, learned about that, and they'd be like, yeah, that seems to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an old trail that leads directly to the center.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, the woods and everything were there,
Yes, the woods were there,
but
absolutely.
now they look like they're dying. But you got this totally burnt out area.
Clapped out church.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
It's almost like a debarkation zone, going from life to death. Some fauna,
From Flora.
quite dead, others clinging to life. This is as you're going down, because I'm going to do this before we, it's 12:30, but we'll get there.
Yeah. We don't have time for a fight.
I don't think you're going to get into a fight anyway. I'm just going to get you because I'm going to assume you're going down this trail.
Oh, sure.
Everything leads to it. So perceptions are DC 13 or better, and that's either a roll or passive.
I got 16. Passive.
Fine. Wow. No one hearing birds.
You, sir. These, what Flora is clinging to life,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that they have overlarge nuts, fruit, berries, a blueberry the size of your hand, an acorn the size of your head,
Must be married.
apples that look like this.
Holden.
Huge leaf on wild rhubarb, things like that.
That's the size of his fruit. Yeah, they're huge, right?
He's not.
They're huge.
Some of the animals, as you see them flitter about, every single one of them is wrong. Birds with side opening beaks. Rabbits that hop way too far. Some extra size, others with extra hind legs. Giant insects, not giant, that attack you, but over large insects. Basically hand-sized mosquitoes, wasps, butterflies, stuff like that, all larger. And of course, the prints you see, squirrels and others, they're just wrong. The nature sound, annoying. The buzzing and chittering and raspy chirping seems to overwhelm the senses. Con save DC 16 plus. No.
Yeah. So your charisma is what? What?
16. So 17. So
Here.
In case you forget, we'll re-roll it next week. But
30-20.
as long as you remember that you saved.
Well, roll a D20.
I know, I'm trying to find it. I got a 19.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's got a 20.
Nothing happens. Basically, if you failed, your saves would have been at disadvantage. Otherwise, nothing happens. And we will stop there. Because then we'll go to an encounter which will make Jared happy for 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, you will be happy with those things. All right. You have to do things up.
Yeah. Well, it's about going down, learning, getting some of the village to say, hey, something's weird. If this is what we saw, and then you go up and look at what they're saying. This is what we saw, and then you see this issue. Issue.
Performing more finance meditation, I guess.
Hmm. Hey, you got your fight in, Jared.
I got one to fight in.
Yeah, you did. You got to be.
All right. Thanks for being here. Closing down.
Myself here next time for myself out. Next time.
Yeah. Oh, game 2.
All right, so next week we'll,
Yeah, next week,
down
me,
one-
you, and Jared, and we'll,
Yeah.
show you how to do it.
sounds like a good plan.
Later.
See you in a couple